Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching in the world. It is a Tuesday. It is an hour later than normal, but we're running, we're operational, and as soon as I hit transition, everything blows up there. But that's reloaded, and we're live and in charge, and we've got the flop counter going. Brendan, first off, so much thanks to you for agreeing to step in, first off, and then being as humble as you are uh, in knowing that I was able to move time around, get a bunch of work done, and so we're ready to go. I'm going to be here for this one. I see that things are a little bit off as far as the formatting goes of the video. I will try to attend to that. And I apologize. It's just been mass chaos in my universe, and so not the normal amount of time that I have to deal with things, but that's fine because we're at the racecourse watching this one. It's a home game against Harrogate, and time is important. 10 in a row, 10 left. It is it tumbly rumbly time, or are we into to squeaky bum time? I haven't decided. In any event, this one should be a good one. Who are we getting from Harrogate here? Um, we got North Carolina here. I saw Virginia was here. We've got Hughes checking in, which is awesome and amazing. Welcome back, Brendan. Kim, looks like the regulars are here. Swirly, good stuff. I'm stoked to get this going, and I'm going to try to slightly adjust this so it's not so egregiously overlapped. And we'll see how we go from here. As to the starting lineups, easy to deal with Wrexham. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. 3 games in a row running the same lineup out. And so we go again. Hughes slightly nervous about tonight. Hey, I hear you. I think it's going to be like that for every game throughout the run in now. It's important. We've got the toughest game on the schedule, and so we will see how we do as everybody else plays out their last 10 games. Interesting, Stockport not playing tonight. They've been picked up by television. I haven't seen that previously. So somebody knows whether that's normal, regular, or what the situation is, but they are playing on Thursday and then not having a Saturday game. They're going to play on the following Monday. So an interesting lineup for them. But anyways, the only 3 games that matter to us are up top, in that we've got Tranmere taking on Mansfield at home. The Dons are visiting Grimsby, and Crew Alexander is at home against Sutton. So those are lower table teams, 2 of them at home. We'll see where we're going. Andrew can't even hear me because of the tannoy. Etymology, the tannoy, instead of the public address system or the speakers. I love that. The tannoy sounds so much more particular, but Andrew not able to hear it sucks. But they do have good away form. And who are we getting? I mean, they went on a run. It's in the description below with all the summary, and I'm probably not going to be able to remember it off the top of my head. But they went on a run of like 10 games where they had, I think it was 7 wins and a couple of draws and just 1 loss. And then all of a sudden, the last 6 completely fell off the cliff, and they've started to plummet. So 2 points in the last 6. Brian's pointed that out and bang on, just as I was saying. So they've been struggling, but they're good away. The second best team in the League Two with their away schedule. So should be interesting. I'll bring up their lineups there. Only one change for them, and I believe just off the top of my head, it was Gibson drawing in was the change. But other than that, they're running the same lineup that they ran the last match. And so we'll see what that happens for them. Just wanted to bring up the statistics for the comparison, and I'll blast that up here and move my face over here. I find this one interesting because you'll notice, and I'm just going to go click this so I can actually see what I'm talking about. You'll note that their shots per 90 on target, 22nd in the league. You'll also note that their FOTMOB expected goals, 24th in the league. And why is that, do you say? And I put average cross as 3.3, and then I duplicated. They're one of the lowest in the league, 23rd on crosses on match. But you'll notice that they have an amazing accurate long ball per match, or at least pretty good, better than ours at 6th. This seems to be a team that does hoofball. So our center backs are probably going to be after it. And do I have a cold? Yes, my kids are petri dishes. There's the sniffle, and it's a sinus congestion, and it's kicking me in the teeth, and it is what it is. I got to deal with it. And so I feel okay, other than the sinus being all plugged up. So you guys are going to have to deal with the annoyance of what is my voice throughout. Yeah, a long day yesterday. I think I ended up sleeping 3 hours. I was up early in court, worked until about midnight, and then set everything up for today. The things that we do to keep us happy. I've been looking forward to this one and all of them. If you haven't seen, and if you don't follow on Twitter, here's a potential reason: is I am updating this graphic, and I look a little weird, like a floating head right now. Taking in all of the matches that are there, you'll note that it's got all the matches: Crew, Sutton, FK Dons have Grimsby. We're with Harrogate. The Salford Stockport game, again, it's going to be. And if you are in the US, it's on ESPN Plus. If it'll be on Sky in the UK, DAZN in Canada, it's Australia. I've tweeted about it. It's out there. So if you want to be able to watch it and you have one of those, you can tune in on Thursday. It'll be kickoff at about the same time. So they'll play that one. And then on Saturday, we'll play our games and they will have their matches there. So this is available on Twitter. You can blow it up. You can have a chat on it. I'm going to update it after the game on Thursday. And Hugh, thanks so much for the compliment. It took a lot of time. I'm surprised I wasn't called out. There are a couple of mistakes on that, in that the lower third changes and I didn't update it. There are teams that move up, teams that move down, and we'll see where they're at. Not as much research done for this one, other than that statistics one. It's interesting to note they don't get a lot of shots, but they do convert, and it seems to me they're a counter punching club. So you can find that graphic too. It's on Twitter, it's on YouTube, it's on Instagram, it's all over there. And so we shall see what ends up happening. Let me know your thoughts. The poll that I put out there, I see that it's already been taken to a little bit as the Tannoy goes large and in charge. What do you do with McLean? And I guess hindsight's 2020, so I wanted to do this in advance. Do you play him right start him? Do you sub him in? I'm interested to hear your thoughts. For me, I'm probably looking to put him on the bench. I'm okay with Young getting a start. He can do the set pieces, takes over from Lee. He's solid defensively, if not as good as McLean. But I probably would have gambled. The only upside, and the reason why I say it's fine to play him, I'll bring up that home and away statistic again, is if he does get a 2-game suspension, you have to consider that's as against Tranmere at home and then Grimsby away, and he'd be fully rested for Mansfield. So I can completely understand why there might be some people who say, just let it sit, let him rest. And make sure he doesn't get that suspension. So I've been told by a number of you, I would. I mean, Kane says one the other time team tried to antagonize him. I would have. John says, and John, welcome back. It's nice to see you here. I know that you took a little bit of a break, and on a Tuesday, nice to have you back doing your thing and taking this one on. I think I would have sat. I would have sat him, but I completely understand why people say, hey, we can trust him. If you remember in the last game, there was a couple of plays down in the 86th minute-ish where he was dancing around the wing on one play, got to the center, probably could have made a challenge for the ball and opted not to. And so Hugh says, no, power through and keep him. I get it. I would have probably said, I don't know. I'm so torn. I wouldn't have subbed him. I would have either had the trust in him and said, run out there and go and do your thing, or sat him out entirely and rested him. So the suspension rules, I did make a video about this one, but it's largely, there's cutoff points in the season. The first one was at game 19. The second one's at 37. And the following one is before the end of the season. And it's called yellow card accumulation. If you get a certain number of five yellow cards before your 19th game, or up to and including the 19th game, 10 yellow cards up to including the 37th game, you get a suspension. If it's prior to the 19 game cutoff, it's a 1 game. If it's up to the 37th, it's a 2 game. If you're suspended before and you got 5 and then 10 and suspended twice, it's 3 games. And then there's another cutoff for the end of the season, which most people don't get there. So we'll see. It's an interesting, I want to see Bolton more often, but Ryan Barnett's crosses are so good. I want to see Marriott a little bit more as well. I mean, the only frustrating part in the 3-1 win that we had in our last game is we had the opportunity to get Marriott out there and to give him some confidence to open his account, and he came in the 80th minute, 82nd minute. It might have even been later than that. I think it was 87th minute. So it's one of those things where you got to give the guys some time on the pitch and have a run with Fletcher. And I think it took a little bit long to get that one going. But at the end of the day, Kim, with the mantra, we need 3 points. We are in control of our own destiny. That analogy of that bear who's going to chasing 5 people and it's only got room to eat 2. You just got to stay ahead of them. And, you know, Stockport's got a game in hand. After today, they'll have 2 because they'll play on Thursday. MK Dons, they've got an amazing schedule. Let's just bring that one up. I love looking at this graphic. And so I want to bring it up just to look at MK Dons. They've got this game against Grimsby, and then they've got 2 real massive games. They play both Crew and Stockport back-to-back before they go through a little bit of an easier run and then hit Mansfield. But they also go a whole 2 weeks where they just play one game, April 6th all the way down to April 20th. They're going to be watching everybody else having a kick at it, and they're going to be waiting. So their games are, I would suggest, even more important when you're a game behind, because they've got to secure points if they're going to make that run. And they have been. So that's a concern and a consideration going forward, is exactly what happens with them. Brian says, predicted we go 6-2-2 in the last 10. Look, take care of all of the ones that we should be winning and hopefully eke out points or better in the 6-pointers. And I think that we're more than okay. But it is going to be tough. Losses are going to kick us in the teeth even harder. And we're going to be watching the scoreboard above, the W&G scoreboard, only with those 3 games running today. Chris, yeah. Do you want to jump on that internet foreshadow and let us know what this one looks like? We can do the score predictions. We've got lots of time here, 12 minutes before kickoff, and I didn't do a substantive assessment of where Harrogate's at with things other than to look at their stats and say we can expect a counter-attacking hoofball team according to the stats, and not a lot of crosses. They're going to come direct. So hopefully the center backs are prepared for that. A lot of midfield hold the fort mentality, and that's the goal, right? Get the crowd into it. Chris says it's a 2-0 win today, and I hope you're right. It's is it? I didn't think he got the yellow card suspension. What they have is, and I'd have to bring up the regulations, but as I recall, and I maybe I should assert I'm 90% confident here. As I understand it, the formula is, it's a 1, 2, 3 game accumulation based on where you are on the threshold, and then you add 1 if you were suspended before. At the end of the day, I know it's 2 games, so that's why I assumed he wasn't suspended before. But if I have that wrong, maybe it is just 1 and then add 1. I'd have to look. But it's 2 games if he ends up eating it. So that's all that matters for our purposes. But let's get the bread. I don't doubt your powers, and if it goes 2 in a row, we're going to Vegas, man, and you're letting me know exactly what we should be betting on. That's for bloody sure. So, all right. So maybe it is just the 1 per, and then you get the 1 extra for if you were suspended previously. So, Anastasia says it's going to be a nervy 2-1 win for us. Of course, we have to make it hard on ourselves. Otherwise, we're not having fun. I don't know. I'm feeling confident because we've performed exceptionally well in the last 2 matches. I mean, I don't think we were really under threat in the Accrington or in the Morecambe game. They'll argue helped out by the officials. But other than that first 20, 25 minutes and the unfortunate goal at the outset, look, when it comes to Okonkwo, if he's left to just stop the ball, he's great. The goals that have been in have been one of 2 things. They've either been errors or they've been a lack of confidence in collecting the ball and a mess collecting them. The Blackburn goal stand out to me. The other ones stand out to me as well. Rock Chick, nice to have you here. Oh, and I'm on the wrong thing. I'm going to have to move this over here because it clicks off too often when I'm doing my thing. So Rockchick, nice to have you here. John says 3-0 to the boys today. See, that's where I'm at. And I guess I could change the poll if everybody wants to say your thoughts on McLean and whether he should play or not play. Suspension hopefully being dodged today. RKO bringing the luck. The last time, if I recall, and that's what Brendan is referring to, I believe, is you were late getting to it, logged in when it was 1-0, and immediately things turned around. Yeah, I am so busy that even on the train, I'm not even listening. I normally, when I take the commute into work and come back, that's what I'm listening to is Wrexham podcast. I'm not doing that uh, this week. It's just been mass chaos, so I'm gonna have to take that one up for sure. Um, Andrew's sitting at the race course. I know that Matt is there. The after 90 minutes is going to be running after this one. I'm going to be there for at least a little bit of time. I may leave it depending on who's there. Whether it's Josh, I know is anticipating to show up to run it. It could be a really short one. It could be somebody else taking control. It could be, we'll see what ends up happening with the after 90 minutes. But we will be there for at least a little bit of discussion as Rex the Dragon is doing his thing at the race course. And I also know, as I referenced, that a lot of you are at work today and you're not watching. You've just got it playing in your headset or playing at work. And so I'm going to probably do a little bit more play-by-play if I can than I normally do on a Saturday, assuming that everybody's relying on me a little bit more for the cover. So he's above the flans. The shooting drill we did was woeful. Both Ole and Elliott missed every shot. Not a good sign, but the standard rule: if you suck in warm-ups, you're going to be amazing later, right? I would take a clean sheet. Okonkwo, I think it's down in the description below. I think he's gone 6 games without allowing more than one, and a couple of clean sheets in there. Um, North Carolina finally gets into online gambling. That took a while. I would have thought that the U.S. would have been all over that in every state, but hey, that's me being naive. So there's Chris looking, yeah, like I said, looking for the game, and then Travis Herb, he's going to the Rex Chelsea game. I would like to go to that too. I just got to figure out what's going on with the house, and I got to wait until I'm able to source that out. And yes, if there are Harrogate fans that are leaking in here, a couple of things that you can help with right now is everybody. Number one, hit that like button down below. Let the algorithm gods know that we're here, bring in more people. Harrogate fans, whoever else is here and eavesdropping on things, if you want to take part in the chat, hit the subscribe button. I have a 1-minute filter so that, we had some spam earlier in the season when that wasn't there. And so that's seems to have taken care of things. Yeah, FOTMob is out there. Opta is out there. FB Ref, that's football, like FB, and then Ref, REF. They've got a lot of statistics that are out there and different summaries. So that's great. And yes, the big news, the women's team going over. And it sounds to me, and this is from the Fearless and Devotion podcast, that it's going to be, he said it's going to be limited to geographically to one area. So it sounds like they're going to be West Coast. Whether that's up and down, I know, like, is that Seattle? Is that Portland? Is that down south to San Diego again? Are they going to play in Vegas because they went there and toured there and hang out there and make that their home? We will see what ends up transpiring over the off season, but I'm going to want to take that one in for sure. Anybody's heart beating, skipping a little bit? Because it's that time of the year. It's that time of the year. I'm probably, before this is going to start, we're 5 minutes away before kickoff. I'm just going to temporarily run, try to clear out everything here, and jump back in just a second. So hang with me, and I'll be right back. All right, we're getting ready to go. Rex has the towel out in full effect. Bog break. Everybody's got to do it, and it's a little bit more embarrassing if I have to run in the middle of the actual match while people are paying attention and doing their thing, and I got to go timeout, taking a run. So maybe that's a good sign. We'll have to measure that one at the end to find out was that the right decision, some good luck or not. We'll have to see how that all transpires. So got to bring up the font mob, get everything ready. Oh man, like my emotions are going. Like, is everybody sitting there? I know it's got to be the same for Andrew. He's actually in there, but I agree with you, John. That's key, and I think that's what most people are complaining about on Twitter. I mean, it's interesting. There are a lot of people who are saying we shouldn't be going at all, and I think that's a mistake. This fuels the beast, right? The money that's earned from that tour is no small amount. And so I think it's important to have that revenue come in because we can buy points throughout the season because we've earned them, right, by transfers or larger contracts or whatever we need. But I agree that it has to be pain free, injury free. That's a good idea. I don't even have my Coke on the go. Normally it's coffee, but I don't need that this early. I'm all over the place. The joy of not getting everything set up is, I don't know. I don't see Mansfield dropping points. To me, the team that's above us that's more likely to fall down is Stockport, and I say that because they've gotten way more away games. It's 4 home and 7 away. They haven't been really on form. Mansfield's just kind of rolling through things. I think that game on Thursday for Stockport against Salford City is going to be very interesting. They struggled to eke out a win, but they did steal the 3 points. And it is what it is. If you've never been here before, a couple of things before we start. I don't send out any links. If you're looking for the live stream, it's on iFollow down below. Go to the Wrexham AFC website. You can see that down in the bar below, and we'll see where that's going at. It will cost you some money. The monthly one is going to be the cheapest. If you're going to be able to look into things, you'll be buying 2 monthly passes, one monthly pass and then see where you end up at, because the last games of the season is at the end of April. And to be specific, it's the 27th. So, you'll have a couple of 10 quid games to buy if you need to. But go ahead and grab that. A couple other things. I'm going to be behind you. I end up receiving this as I receive it. There's some internet latency, some delay getting out to you. And so no spoilers, please. Let everybody enjoy it as they enjoy it. Some people draw back the game so that they're following the same time as me if they're watching live. But if you're watching, try your best to hold off. I haven't seen W&G. And if that's the case, I'm going to have to bring up the scoreboard and see where we're at. As that goes forward, as the teams are coming out. So we'll see what happens with the scoreboard. If not, I'll look to you guys to either help me update, and I'll have to open it up and update live as we go through things. And I might just open that up while I'm at it, just in case. So looking for W&G, but not here at the moment. And that's okay. I don't anticipate somebody who volunteers as much time as they do just helping me out. Brandon, W&G have been massive assets. I'm super appreciative. And that goes for all the members, which I updated down below, still up at 22. If you haven't and you're interested, there is a join button on YouTube down below. You can hit there. It's I think it's a $1 US is what it's set up for. And so go ahead and do that. And that's, sync to Sean and hide the chat. Some people do that. However you wish to use this, you can hide the chat, you can keep the chat, you can I just ask you not to type anything if you're a little bit ahead of us. And Kim with the update there. So I'm looking to log in here and pull up the scoreboard. Okay. That was just a trick to make sure that I've got it all up there. So I've got that on the phone as well as FOTMob. And so we'll see how we're going. It could be a lot of me staring at the phone as well today in doing the update. Or Brandon, if you're there doing the flop counter and you wanted to open it up, feel free to go ahead and do that. I don't expect you to, but if you're looking to fill in and pull those scores, you can. If you want to enjoy the game, I'm happy to do it live. So just let me know what your thoughts are on that one as we're getting closer and closer to kickoff. There you are. Hey, W&G. I was just speaking amazing things of you and saying that I appreciate you so much. So it's nice to have you here as we're getting pictures taken and the game is getting ready and the Coke is open. Can't be a beverage because I got to get work done and we'll be working late through the evening to make this up. And I get that. That's the frustration, right? One coast was going to win and one coast was going to lose. It looks like it's West Coast this year. Maybe it'll be East Coast next year. I'm hoping they come to Vancouver. They're over here. There's Canadians. We'll go to BC Place. It's a World Cup stadium when it's hosted in 2026. And man, I can't wait for that process to happen. 7 World Cup games. Can you imagine if Wales too gets dropped in? I would take Wales. I'd take South Korea because I lived there for 5 years. I'd take England because of my wife and being from England. I could tolerate that to go to a game. But it would be a ton of fun. 7 games. I got to figure out how to take up the World Cup stuff. And I probably won't have room, by the way, at the house. If anyone's curious with the amount of people that I expect to come over from sunny Doncaster, I would, holy 6-love, the tennis score. All right, so we're getting ready here. It's going to be Harrogate going from right to left on your screen, Wrexham from left to right. They're in their blue jerseys. We're in our home reds. The referee is ready. I didn't look up what this referee's history is like, but yes, the message that's out there from Vinyl Horror, no spoilers, please, as we are underway and they thump it down the field right away and gain control 40 yards out over on the right-hand side. Abu draws it back to the center back, and it's another long ball flicked forward, and they're able to collect it right around the 18-yard box, and that's Cannon settling it down and just gets it over to Okonkwo. Long clear up in the air over the top and chased. Mullin doing what he does and taking him on the hustle. He's there and it's kicked out. Right off the hop, Mully. Go and get at him. And so that was pressure onto Burrell, their captain, who had no other choice given the pace of Mullin down that side. But the throw-in is lost, and it's to the middle of the field and then bounced off of Lee, and they regained possession and looked to move it down the pitch. Mendy working with Lee, fit through 2 defenders and over to the right-hand side, over to McLean. McLean down to Barney over on the right-hand side, into the corner, cross maybe coming, taking on his man, moving forward. It's a battle, and then kicked out, and he looks for the corner, and it's a goal kick. Barney not happy. Love the early energy. Absolutely, we're flying to start anyway with the effort. The bees are in the bonnets, as you say. Come on, Wrexham. Indeed. I'm just looking at this. He had that touch. I think he did get it with the inside of his left foot as it was skipped over top. The appeal didn't work. I think you're right, John. That's my expectation too. FJR's figured out a way, and we've seen that. McLean, a long hoof ball. Man, we've got pace over these guys. As this is another problem ball into the box, and it's headed back with Palmer chasing. Palmer outpacing their center backs. If this is the case, there might be a little bit of extra long ball action because we've been chasing those down. Yeah, and welcome to the team. To the Horde. Thank you for joining. Again, subscribe button down there, like button down there. All those things is the goalkeeper. Punts it deep. Headed forward. Did that go off the back of his head? It went off the back of Cleworth's head and got saved on the line, on the touch line, and it's flipped down the field by Barney, but it's going to roll out into the area. Forest Green after it already. I can hear the kids are back from daycare and their day out, and so we'll be dealing with them hopefully a little bit happier. Just a press down the right-hand side. The throw-in came to us, but we ended up advancing it. Belshaw collects it, and Belshaw now for Harrogate, their keeper, punts it down, the hoofs it down the length of the field. And there looks like they're going to get possession in the middle as it's up in the air and bouncing around as 3, 4, 5, 6 headers. And now it's landed for them. 18-yard box. O'Connell sends it away with a header, and Cannon flicks it away. A bit of danger there as that header battle ended up bouncing around. Belshaw collects, and they're going to work it through their center backs. The possession stats starting to go up a little bit for Harrogate early here after an earlier run by Wrexham. And that one was a long ball. Is it going to go out for a goal kick? No, it's kept in. Well done by March, chasing that down and beating Boyle to it, and he goes to clear it out, and Mendy does the bicycle kick to make sure it's not a corner, it's a throw-in, and it'll be deep right next to the corner flag on the right-hand side. A little bit nervy now as they're connecting, coming forward, and the scramble balls seem to end up finding their feet more than finding ours, or at least early on. So facing up against the tech end, it looks like they're going to go for a long throw. They moved everybody into the box. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into the center of the box. Oh, and it is a corner. It's not a throw. I thought that was a mistake. I thought Mendy got that away, but he didn't. Anyways, the corner does not go as planned. It gets cleared by Barney, and he kicks it away. And that wasn't Barney. Sorry, that was EOC who cleared it away and then regained it and then punted it away and gave it away in the middle of the pitch. They're back to their center back, setting it up and draw it back to Belshaw. Sam from Australia, pleasure to have you. Played down the field, and there's just landed on their feet. It was headed down by EOC and lands right on their feet. They're into the corner, left-hand side, just outside the box, looking for a cross. There's the cross now, far post. Mendy's there, headed forward, though, and it's going to go out, and it'll be a goal kick just missing to the right-hand side. Little nervy. We got Brisbane. We got the Aussies are all. This is the joy, I guess, for you guys with the time that this one starts. I think that's a little bit easier for you guys to be able to make it, right? So welcome to the Australian brethren out in force. Okonkwo setting it up. But so far, it's been Harrogate searching and us with answers. I'd rather turn that the other way and make us ask the questions. Long goal from Okonkwo. Whoa! That's got to be a foul. You playing advantage? Jumped up onto the back of O'Connell, and I don't know if he would have actually got up to make the header, but that was one of the more egregious over-the-back calls. Don't think it was a foul, but I definitely think that there should have been a yellow there. But we regain on a throw-in, and Lee into the corner, looking for a cross, bounces it off of the defender, and he regains it. McLean cross, middle of the pitch, lots of people there, but it's kicked away by a boot, and Andy Cannon collects it over to Barney over on the right-hand side. He's looking for a cross. It's up. It's in the air. Far post, way too far, and clears everything. That missed by, I don't even know how far that was. Call that 10, 15 yards? Not even close on the cross, but a little bit of questions being asked there, which I'm good with. Put the pressure on as Belshaw has it and looks to do his thing. Taking his time. Ball finally hitting the floor. Wrexham fans in full voice. No complaints there. Long ball kicked out, cleared from Boyle. It's put out of play. Oh, no. Sorry, that was off of Muldoon. So it's going to be our throw in. Boyle's going to take it. 6:53, 5:53. Not bad. Chris from Switzerland, welcome. I should bring up at some point the geographical stuff and see who we've got there as the ball's thrown in and then kicked down the pitch, and it's going to roll for a goal kick. And March having some language, some words, and the referee's coming over. I'm assuming that was with Boyle, just given on position. Oh, no, it was with EOC. March and EOC having a little bit of chatter down the right corner. I would love to see it. I've got the video all queued up for Barney if he does it. Was it Palmer? I thought it was EOC. Texas Hill Country. We got everybody rolling in today. As it's a long ball down into the right-hand side. Mullin's there to collect it. It's touched, and is that going to go for a corner? It does. Who's taking corners today? Is it going to be Lee? It is Lee taking the corners today, so he's got it lined up. Look, they're defending a short corner because we've been doing that more frequently. Lee looked like he was going to take it, but now he's lining it up. It's going to be a right-footed outswinger from the right side facing the cop. 3 automatic, 1 through promotions. I haven't seen Cannon take any corners, but like you've got McLean there. Is it because he's playing a little bit further back defensively? You're trying to save the energy? I don't know the answer to that question. There's the cross or the corner. It's there. It's down. Oh, it skipped up and Boyle landed on his feet, but it was a difficult one to take. Kind of ended up hip high, and he tried to get a foot onto it, hit his knee, and goes out of play. All good. Everybody's here to help. John jumped in on that one, and I appreciate that. We're all here learning, figuring things out, and gaining more and more information as the game happens. And Belshaw now looking to clear that after that impossible attempt. I don't know if somebody else would have got there. Is Tranmere up 1-0 already, W&G? Is Tranmere up 1-0? Because that would be helpful. We will take that. Hopefully they fire it up and they're able to keep the pressure on. Tough. And and you need top 6. That one is 2 automatic from League One, and then 3 play 6, 4 play 5 in the playoffs. I've got the stats on that already. I can look them up maybe during the half, and I'll let you know the answer to that question. Oregonian. I got a lot of relatives, but it's from that side of the family that I don't know if I want to say that. I believe one of my relatives actually was charged with a murder in Washington State. That whole side is an interesting side of the family. Anyway, now you know a little tidbit. Tranmere scored by Regan Hendry. W&G, you're a beautiful, beautiful person. I appreciate that, man. Keep those coming forward. 1 shot each. I haven't even looked at the fought mob in the longest time. Oh. Going to be a throw in to us, midfield, collected by McLean. He's going to draw it back to the center backs, and that's Boyle on the switch to the left-hand side, moves it up to Lee, left side, over to Mullin, who plays it back to Lee. Nice little interplay, brings it to Mendy in the middle of the pitch, and he just can't collect it. The ball was there, but he turned the wrong way. He was looking to the left. Ball came running to his right. By the time he got his head over, he couldn't get his feet lined up in order to take that ball. Would have been in a dangerous territory. The other updates, W&G providing them in the chat. Newport up 1-0 on Morecambe as the battle continues at the bottom of the table and through the remainder of the playoffs. Interesting to see. Anyone think Barrow's going to draw in on this one? Possible. Clueworth, right side. Barnett, looking forward. Long lead pass up to McLean, who puts him to lead, but he's not able to get there. That was Gibson able to go and collect it. Goes back to Belshaw. And we got a handball on that long ball by Belshaw. And so it'll be a free kick. Yeah, I did. That's on the graphic. And then they actually don't play on Saturday either. They play Thursday and Monday. So it'll be an interesting little run of games for them. And I think they've got the Crew game on Monday. So that one might be an time to follow. You certainly can. Rather than even donate, just do the $1 a month thing. If you want to contribute a little bit, at least then you get your chat turns green. You get recognition down below, and that thanks members, as it says Simon Evans there. And what else do you get? The use of the emojis. But yeah, so you can see join. You can see the money sign next to the send button. There's also a join button, and that join will allow you to pay the $1 a month, and then you get those other little things. That'll be another talk about dealing with YouTube and all their tax information. But jeepers, if you ever go through that run, that was a long process to get everything all finalized. Long ball over the top by Harrogate, and they're going to give the free kick. That was a shoulder charge, and I thought a 50-50 ball that we ended up getting there is Jeannie. Thank you so much for joining in. So that's going to be in a dangerous territory, basically right in line with the 18-yard box. I don't know if that's Brendan. You vote flop on that one. I mean, I don't even know if it was a flop. There was physical contact, but to me that was a shoulder charge, and that was a fair play. I don't think that was over the top. Awesome, you guys. I appreciate this because it's a buck. It's a small amount. I hope that's okay. I just wanted to leave it there for people to be able to contribute and do their thing. So it's much appreciated. Hey, Jeannie, nice to see you. There it is. It's cross in. I think that was an accidental header by Boyle. Oh, Arthur, that's the exact ball you have to go out and get. Instead, he leaves it for Palmer to clear it, but I don't know why. It was a sky ball that came off of Boyle's head, went up in the air, and Arthur's standing right there, and he left it. And you almost wonder if that's a directive that their goalkeepers are saying, or the coaches are giving them, not to go out and collect some of those balls, because that was right like 3 feet in front of him, and he didn't go and get it. And that's a little nervy. The cross ends up going through the box and misses, and we're going to end up recovering there. Time to write that one down. 13 minutes in the Okonkwo collection. Thanks, Ruth. I enjoy doing this. This is a mental health thing for me more than it is anything else. I'm motivated at work more. I'm motivated to get things done in the house more. Also, I can free up time to do this, and I'm a little bit more efficient. So Okonkwo with it. Oh, ball. He didn't like it, so he's going to go back and rejig everything up and look for the to restart play here. Right foot, long ball launched deep. Defender. There's a little bit of a push, a little bit of a shove, but I don't think enough there for a foul as the ball rolls. Cannon thought about playing it on, and they gave it away, and here they come on the run. Counterattack. 4 guys running on 3 over to the right-hand side, 18-yard box. They're in dangerous territory. Numbers are starting to flood back, and we end up getting some shape. It's a block, and it's then kicked away, and Barney's able to get it. Whew. They came running downhill there. Running on downhill. Only checking in because Ruth is at work, aren't you, Ruth? And also just checking in occasionally, but we appreciate it. Appreciate it, Bob. I wish my commute was during the game sometimes, just to be able to listen and watch, but I'd miss out on this opportunity. Holy, Chris, I appreciate it. Amazing stuff. And it's collected down, and there it is on the right-hand side, and Boyle clears it away, gets it up to Lee on the left-hand side. He's moving towards the center. Lee advances right-hand side. McLean, Barney's sitting there waiting for the pass, but with nowhere to really advance things, he draws it back to the center back. The crowd kind of groaned at that, but I don't think he could have given it to Barney because there was nowhere for him to go. He would have passed it along the goal line and essentially trapped him on the line. Mendy gets it around to the first defender and slides it down further. Boyle gets it back to him. Mendy into the corner cross, forthcoming. No, he's going up against the corner flag, and it rolls out. Mendy sets it up for a corner. Interesting. Well done by Mendy to earn that one. I thought that came off of their defender as Morecambe goes up 2-0. I appreciate it, Chris. That was awesome. This is a great group of people. Even those Brendan, W&G, the members, everybody who comes in, the regulars, and there comes the corner into the box and nobody there around it. So it's easily headed away by O'Connor. Now it's another strike. 18-yard box is where it's just right in the center of the pitch. Collected, bounces around, and now it's all the way back to Barney's. He's going to settle things down. We got lots of numbers forward as Okonkwo all the way out almost to midfield to advance that one forward. And I've got to bring up the stats here. Diagonal kick over everybody, including Mullin. It rolls out and nothing there. Crowd needs to wake. Someone send Andrew a message. I think it's just the audio's turned down, to be completely fair. I think that they're there. 3 shots for the bad guys so far. Kick down over everybody's head. Going to go out for a throw. Cleworth has it, and he's looking to advance things. Everybody moves forward. Cleworth down the line. Palmer not able to get it, but it's clicked out, and we'll throw it in from 35, 40 yards out. Thrown down into the corner, finds Mullin. He's falling down, but he's able to get it back to Palmer. Palmer not able to maintain possession, though, and it's cleared out by Odo. Yeah, it's either they're quiet. I can hear the singing, and so I think it's just the volume gains turned down on the game. Boyle with it, left-hand side, decides not to advance it forward, gets it to O'Connell, and he'll just walk it forward in the middle of the pitch. Draws it back over to Boyle as they just walk the ball forward. Notts County goes up on Crawley, trying to turn things around for them. If they're going to try to make a run in for the playoffs, they've got to do it now. Is Palmer in it? Turns, gets it. McLean switch on the right-hand side. Hard pass. As soon as that left his foot, I knew that was a hard pass, going to be difficult to control, and it skips off of Barney and rolls out. And it'll be a throw. They said good pass on there, and a good pass as far as the idea. I don't think it was executed very well. McLean with a little bit of a mishit on that one, not to be overly critical. Accurate pass is only sitting at about 2/3, 66, 69. Nothing really standing out here so far statistically or in the game. Kim says it's over. Yeah, you win. You get 9 points in a row with everybody in the middle of the table, though, and it doesn't take long to change things. Harrogate's 6-game fall, sort of evidence of that. But we'll see. They're chasing some teams that are certainly on form, so they're going to need a lot of help. And Odo with it, he's quick. Draws it back to his center backs. Gibson over to O'Connor in the backs, advancing it forward, and they rotate it over to the right. Looking up to Thompson. Thompson draws it back. O'Connor again. They're going backwards. And they go all the way back to Belshaw. And here comes oh no, I thought it was going to be a long kick, but instead they're going to try to build it out from the left-hand side. Gibson. Thanks, Denise. I talk for a living, so maybe I should be. That was a long ball all the way through. And thank you, Okonkwo, for doing what he should do. 19th minute, comes out and collects that as he had a Harrogate player screaming down upon him as that ball rolled all the way from Belshaw and skipped 2-3 times. And Okonkwo had to run out and collect that. "20 minutes in, and the only thing that we have to talk about that's been eventful was a miscollection by Okonkwo and a good collection by Okonkwo. Nothing else really going, but as long as it stays 0-0 and we find our legs in the 25th minute, I'll take that if that's the script. Mendy with it, left-hand side. Lots of bodies around him, so he draws it back to the center backs, and it looks like we're going to do a switch. O'Connell with it now, gets it all the way over to Cleworth. O'Connell walks it forward, straight up the middle of the pitch to Mullin at the midfield stripe, and O'Cannon gets collided into. That's the same shoulder charge. I wouldn't have called a foul on it earlier that came to us. To me, that's the same play. They bang bodies. But anyway, we're able to regain. McLean has down the right-hand side. He's got Palmer running. Odo just nicks it. Nice little interception by Odo there. Ooh-wee. That ain't no joke. But that's what I mean. That's money for the club, right? That's buying you a player or two. And if they can sell out that thing at 65,000 at 256 per, split the costs and the profits, there's some money to be made as they've got it now and they just pass it forward and nobody's there. So Max is able to gain it in space, but he bounces it off of the defender. And now it's into the 18-yard box, flicked up over EOC, wrong shouldered, and we got fouled. I don't know if that was necessarily a foul. I think EOC just kind of stumbled to ground thinking Arthur was going to come and get it, but it don't matter. We got a free kick from deep on the right-hand side, and instead we're going to play it up onto the left. Lee with it, switches his mind, draws it back to Boyle. Our 18-yard box through EOC. Trying to play it through the midfield, which I much appreciate, rather than just looking to bang it down the field as we gain the possession stats at 55 and our passing's getting better, but we hoofed it down. Mendy's not able to collect it, but it's kicked out, and we'll have a throw from right next to the corner flag on the left-hand side. Mendy tried to take it quick, nothing there. The defenders close. Somebody's going to have to get themselves open as they've got 5 bodies just circling around over on that left-hand side. And it's dropped into Lee, who kicks it back to Mendy. Cross going in, nice little play, and that turned out all right, but it's chipped up in the air, and Palmer able to get it just outside the area, draws it back to Cannon, to Lee. Over to McLean on the switch, draws it back to Cleworth, who's stepped up a little bit. 35 yards, gets it to Barney, looking for the corner. No, he's going to draw it into the center of the pitch. He's grabbed again. That's 2 grabs by Odo, but he keeps moving forward. It's flicked all the way over to McLean. Beautiful interplay. 3 touch passes into the 18-yard box. Oh, fake a shot, get it over to the right, and Odo is everywhere. That Odo guy is just a buzzsaw. It's like he's the sole guy running around in circles. And guess who's there to try to deflect that one away? Odo. And then it's cleared out as Cornelius panics and clears it out. And we're going to get a throw in about 20 yards, 22 yards out, and they play it into Max, and we're going to get the switch on over to the left-hand side. Holy. 130 behind the goal with charges. Yikes. When they get back, and that's what Mark is saying. Mr. Griffiths identifying that they send everybody in the box and just sort of mob it, and Odo runs around like a banshee. Long kick from Belshaw goes out of play. It's thrown back in, and EOC has it. O'Connell forward through to Boyle, up to Palmer. Palmer back to O'Connell, and we're just setting up the possession. 51%, 92 accurate passes for 74% passing. Abu collects it. He's going to kick it out, and we're going to get... That's 2 plays in a row where they've been able to relieve the pressure and had time and space to do so through Belshaw and then there through their center back, and instead they kick it out, and we've got the throw, push in the back, and that's a pretty obvious one. You're going to push Palmer to the ground, you know it's got to be some force, right? Yeah, they're legit away. And here they go. Everybody back in the box. Who have we moved forward? It's going to be Lee taking it from the left-hand side. I think he's about 25 yards out, maybe a little bit closer. Could be 20. No, that's 25. Right up to the left goal sideline. Right-footed, it's swept in, and not enough height on it. It's collected by the second guy and headed away back to Lee. We've still got bodies in there. Far post, too far. And it's just collected by Belshaw. That's going to be a shot. So even though it's not up on FOTMob, I will add it. Whoop, one too many. Long balls. As scripted, we brought those stats up at the start and thought it was going to be long ball after long ball after long ball, and that's it. And this Belshaw has gone the length of the pitch twice, as that one rolls all the way out harmlessly on the right-hand side. One would wonder. I mean, keep an eye on him, and let's just make sure it's not just he's a pace buzzsaw without the ability with the feet. But so far, he's everywhere. As that was a weird chip off the left that Cannon delivered that goes straight out of play, and we're going to give the ball up to Harrogate now, right at the midfield stripe. Gibson going to throw it in for him. I do not have a problem, K-Ras, with the audio at all. I'm watching right now and listening to Mr. Griffiths. It's working, at least for me. Melger, link down below. Cost you 10 quid or 25 quid for the month, which is going to be a better deal. No, I follow issues here at the K-Ras. Oh, K-Ras is the nickname, sorry. Mendy with it, left-hand side, looking for a cross. It's up, it's over, swing, dangerous. Palmer, oh, the header was up and tried to get to it, and it just went the other way. Sort of a weird bounce off the head. I'm curious if that hit the defender or the back of Palmer's head, but in any way, Harrogate has it, looking to try and relieve the pressure, but Max is there. Called a hold, like literally pulled him down, and instead Max gets the call against him. What? He literally grabbed his jersey, wrapped it around his body, and Max fell over on top of the guy, and Max ends up taking the foul, and they'll get the free kick there. I think both players missed that one, and it missed Palmer and instead landed on the back of the defender's head. Yeah, flicked away. Thank you, W&G, for the close-up stats there in the Tranmere one. 4 shots apiece, 2 on goal target for Tranmere, none on target for Mansfield. Still waiting to see what Grimsby and Sutton can do to help us out. Man, could you imagine a good point outcome tonight? Harrogate over to Odo on the left-hand side. He's taking on Barney. He's going to go down the wing. No, he's going to cut towards the middle. Now he's going down the wing. Over to the corner, crosses up, and sort of a useless cross. Right to Okonkwo, and super easy, and he plays it quick. Lee up to Palmer. Palmer's got Mendy on the left-hand side. Plays it in front of him and lets him run onto the ball. Mendy slows down, stutter step, blast by 1. He's into the corner, gets by 2. Can't get past the other defender who came back. But Mendy running the length and putting in the work, trying to get the corner in, and Harrogate now with it, turning it the other way. Thanks, Ignacio. Turn over here. EOC has it, middle of the pitch. He's going to play it over. Max runs over. He's got Barney to the right and McLean behind him. Is he going to give it to Max? Max runs forward, but doesn't get the return ball, and it's going to be played back to Macca, who's filled in for Cluworth. EOC now with it, standing in the midfield stripe, searching. We're going to go back to the right. No, we're going to go to the left. We're going to go to the middle. We're going to go to Boyle. He was searching. He was hunting, and we're still trying to advance the ball forward back to EOC. Now forward, McLean, right-hand side, turns. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a line. Lined up defensively. Barney looking to crack it. 5 in a line and 3 right in front of him. Palmer danced. It turned over. Well played, actually, by Cornelius, that is? No, that's Gibson. Able to strip Palmer on the ground duel and take that one away. Shots are even, 3-3. Passes 73% for us, 68% for them, but fairly even in number. Shots are even. It's so far, other than, well, they say possession's 50-50, but it feels like we've had our fair share of it as Lee's retained it and got it back to Max. They've been a little bit more quick in trying to get it to goal by hoofing it down the pitch, where we've been building So I would have thought the possession would have been more us as they've turned it over again. Mendy, left side, draws it back. Cannon, searching, still on the left. He fakes it to Mendy, dances by 2 defenders. Is he going to take on the third as well? He's going to curl back instead. 18-yard box, now 25 yards out. And he's just going to draw it back, and we'll recycle, and maybe a switch is on. EOC, middle of the pitch. No, he's going to go back to Mendy, who sneaked in on the left-hand side. He's collected. It's chested down. He's in the box. He's still there. The touch goes a little bit too far and just rolls harmlessly to Belshaw. But that was sneaky. Backdoor play. And out of nowhere, just kind of looped up on the defender by the time he realized that Mendy was behind him, and Mendy gets it. Burrell misses on the tackle, and it skips over top, and nobody's able to get there. Whew. Newport doing a thing on Morecambe. Well, Ignacio, happy to provide the backup when iFollow goes down, as they've hoofed it down the pitch, and it's gone out on the left-hand side, our right side, I guess, and so Cleworth is going to set it down. I should get into the habit of doing near side, far side, maybe. I don't know. Cleworth, our right side. Tries to get it down, but it's a missed header. That the clearance ends up on the feet of Lee, who gives it to Mendy. He's got lots of space over there. He's up to the 18-yard box. No defender. Here comes the pass. It's flat. It's over to Mullin, who leaves it for Lee. Lee! Oh, it's blocked. Well done. Cannon collects it, though, on the block, and he looks over to Lee. That was an opportunity, and just unfortunate. What nice little pass by Mullin over to Lee, but he's not able to collect, and Mendy's still with it. Mendy over to McLean. Heavy first touch, and it rolls. Are we able to maintain it? It's going to be a throw to us. No foul given. I think McLean went down a little easy there. But that was brilliant. Mendy was looking for the cross, but instead, flat little nutmeg pass, gets it over to Mullin, who hitch steps it over to Lee, and maybe a little bit too far, so Lee has to kind of shimmy out of the way and not able to get as much on it, and the defender's able to block it. Cross into the box, and it's headed away, and it's going to go for a corner. Left-hand side, Lee's going to step out, right-footed in-swinger coming. Come on, guys, let's go. Brendan's saying the exact same thing. We're starting to feel that 25-minute turn we've been getting used to. And that one, short corner, entered in and then cleared away. We'll go for another corner on that left-hand side for Lee. I don't like the short corners. Like, put somebody over there. That short corner that went to McLean, that was brilliant. But it was really the cross that did it for me. I'd rather just have McLean take the bloody thing. And here it comes. This one's being swung in and it's headed out. Are we able to collect? We are, but way out to the midfield stripe. We still have bodies forward. Is Barney going to chip it up and give somebody the opportunity? Odo, he's everywhere, blocks that one, and we've got to recycle. We need the center backs to start coming back here, as Odo almost nicked that one as well. He makes me nervous. He's just quick. He comes out of nowhere. He's had some interceptions that you wouldn't anticipate. You've got to make sure you know where he's at, because he'll nick it. And Mullin, 18-yard box on the header from Palmer. He plays it forward to Lee. He's into the 18-yard area. Holding it up, waiting, looking to do something, gets it back to Mullin just outside the area on the left-hand side. There's a chip up in the air. It's over to Barney, who's trying to fight his way through. Asked for a penalty, none given. And instead, who did? Well, they're going to say Palmer had a handball on that one. Barney goes up in the air, and the defender's there trying to make a play on the ball. Is that a push? Let's see what ends up happening. So here's the ball, far post cross from Mullin, and that's Odo and Barney. And they're just battling, and Odo goes to ground, and Barney falls. I don't think that's a foul, or if it is, it's much the right hand. And Grimsby, hey, helping us out on the out-of-towner. 1-0. Thanks, John. Absolutely bonkers. That would be absolutely bonkers. I don't even want to say the words. You said it. I don't even want to say the words, but it could be. I don't think that was a foul. Belshaw with it. Not a lot of shots, 33 minutes, but we're starting to keep the pressure on. Odo with it now, left-hand side, and that goes rolling out. Isn't that our throw? Oh, it did touch a body. All right, Odo played that properly. He seems to be the guy who stirs the drink for them. Everything that's been threatening has either involved him or been started by him on an interception, and here they go again. Gibson looking for the throw in. He's 18 yards out, but standing on the line, and he's just going to give it to Odo, who gives it back to Gibson. Gibson, now he's got some space. He gets around Barney towards the area, back to Odo. Cross. Nope, not going to cross it. Looked. Barney gets it back to Gibson. Hammered out, and it's going to be a throw right in line with the 18-yard box. 3 cleaners. Gotta love it. We don't laugh about that sort of stuff. We support it. We got work to do here. We have work to do here. As we end up getting the ball, and EOC's got it in the middle of the pitch. O'Connell over to Boyle. They're pressing now. 3 people up. Bring it back to Okonkwo. Okonkwo might have to look to clear it and play a little bit more long ball, and he does. It's a long ball looking for Palmer. It misses over top of him, but Mullin's there. Odo, where he's everywhere. I've never said a defender's name for the other team so frequently. I mean, left wing back, I guess, because he's all the way up, he's all the way back, he's everywhere. Orion, well, try a different hat. It's been somewhat uneventful. I mean, the expected goals are 0.19 to 0.09. We are ahead, but we've had the possession, not a lot of shots, 4-3, the shots for us. Under hit, and Harrogate's able to collect it. They're looking for support, and here it comes. Odo screaming all the way from the back on the left-hand side. Just constantly on the go. That guy's got an energy for days. They get it back. It's Harrogate now moving towards the area. Over to Odo on the left-hand side, taking on Barney. Odo on Barney, 18-yard box. He's going to challenge him on. He dances, gets it, cross, dangerous. Whew. Nobody touched it. It ends up skipping past Walsall, going up 1-0 and trying to put Barrow without any opportunity to join and get up there as Palmer wins the throw right at the midfield stripe. They will send to Switzerland. I don't know if they will do duties. The jerseys, though, Mansfield tied up. I don't know if they still have jerseys in the shop or not. I haven't been online to look. Mendy with it, left-hand side, throwing it in for Lee. Let's get a late push on here. 9 minutes until the half. Going to be no added time. This has been a quick one as it goes over to the right-hand side to Barney, who draws it back to Max. Max swings the ball over to EOC, and we're going to go backwards and try to set it up again. EOC with it, stepping forward, gets it over to Lee in the middle, down over to Boyle. Just blue jerseys all back. Gotta crack this nut. EOC, he's going to chip it up over to the middle and try to find Palmer, but it goes too far left. And that wasn't that good of a ball forward. So sort of into no man's land, but we're going to collect it. I thought that they had some in the shop now, so that they were going to be available. Cluworth over the top. Ooh, clipped by Gibson, rolls off of Mullin. A little bit of frustration from Mullin there. Palmer is going to get up there. The press is on now from us. Mullin all the way back to Belshaw, and it goes over right, and Belshaw kicks it up in the air for Odo. That's got to be a foul. It is. That was Barney got there first. Odo just put his head down and ran right through his back. No card, but the right call as far as a foul. Fouls are now 3-3. Even as Lee has it, middle of the pitch, over to Boyle, left-hand side. Swade, welcome to the Horde. Appreciate you being here. It's bouncing around. It finally finds Palmer, settles it down, gets it over to Cannon. We got some open space on the left side, but instead McLean draws it towards the center and then swings it over to Mendy over on the left-hand side. Mendy now, one to take and stabbed away from him, and it'll go for a throw. It's a wall. It's just nothing but blue jerseys in the back. It reminds me of Sutton, but with a little bit more ability to move forward. It's not the most exciting game but it's also, if you're Harrogate, the perfect away game. Just no flash, cover the back end, and hope you can advance the ball forward and find some luck and some magic at some point in time. Passing up to 76%, and it's over to the right-hand side, and that's off his hand. And it's a yellow card. That's a fascinating one. It was, so Odo was running, and I think he was just turning to leave the ball to go out of play, but as he was turning, it hit his hand. And so it's a handball. It's going to be a penalty, or sorry, not a penalty. It's going to be a A free kick to us, probably 35 yards out. We're going to play it backwards, but that's a yellow card to Odo, and maybe that changes the dynamic in the game a little bit as far as how involved he is. Max has it, right side, gets it to Lee. Lee moves it forward, bounces off Odo, ends up on Lee, bounces off of him, goes to a center back, bounces up forward, bounces off O'Connell. Now Harrogate collects. No, they don't. It's stripped away by McLean, who comes back and does what he does. Those simple little ground duels to just maintain possession. And he grabs it and sends it backwards, and Okonkwo is going to end that threat and start to play it forward to EOC as we build. I know the patches, it's the one thing I don't like about the jerseys is it's tough to get the numbers and the names on everything if you want to. You usually have to find somebody who will do it. Somebody said in the match, is Des watching? Hi, Dad. Are you watching the match? I hope they are. Up into the 18-yard area, Palmer's into a battle there with Gibson, and it ends up being played over to Belshaw by Gibson, and it's going to be kicked up into the air and headed out by Max, and they'll end up getting a throw up early. Wimbledon up on Gillingham, and Gillingham is taking on a red. W&G, you're awesome, man. I can't say enough good things about you and how much I appreciate you. Having those scores come in is amazing. 5 minutes to go. Not a lot of magic so far by either club. It's just been a battle through the midfield, taking turns with searching to do something. Them moving quick, and it was a miscontrolled pass by Gibson, and Mullin was there, but his momentum took him past it. And Gibson's got it back now, left-hand side, draws it all the way back. That's going to go over to O'Connor, who draws it back to Belshaw, who's playing it over Burrell. Well, that's the press. That's why you have it. Gets up there, but they're able to maintain it on the throws. It touches Lee. Whistle blows. Don't know why. Harrogate throw it in, left-hand side. Played back to Burrell. He's got to press on. 3 bodies swarming around him. He falls to the ground and is kicked out, and they give the free kick. That was a fall. That was a slip. His right cleat went. I don't think it was a flop. I think it was just a slip. His right cleat went out from under him, and he fell down. Lee was nowhere near him. But in any event, they're going to call it. And Burrell plays it, advances it forward, swung over down the left-hand side. That's going to be Gibson. I'm getting to know the center backs. Gibson back to O'Connor. Is he going to get it to Burrell? No, up through the center, and for the first time in a while, they're into the midfield with Thompson, who plays it over to the right-hand side. Abu, right side, dances around Mendy and beats him. Mendy's got to play a catch-up now. 18-yard box, cross in, and just missed. It was behind Muldoon, and it's going to skip, and it's collected, excuse me. And Mullin's able to maintain possession and draw it back and allow us to set up moving forward. McLean now, left-hand side, pulls it over to EOC. We're running out of time in the half, 2.5 minutes, and getting a goal here would be amazing to just sort of turn this game on its head as it's been a little bit of neutral. Possession near identical, shots near identical, passes near identical. Barnett trying to get it, can't. It's Palmer trying to get it, can't. Turned around by O'Connor, played over to Burrell, and a long ball forward for Boyle. He flicks it up into the air the other way. Lee gets the header and free kick on the challenge there. Thompson, a little bit too much body in the air. And so free kick from just inside the midfield stripe. Thanks, Aboot. The shoe. Oh, and we're free into the box. Barnett, right-hand side, and he wasted it. I don't know if he wanted to do a cross or if he wanted to do a shot from the right-hand side, but whatever it was neither. It went just over. That's the second cross from Barney that's been well off. Just well off. Yeah, I would say like the slightest of edges, Kim, but I would agree with that. And we've got Gibson on the deck. Don't think that was Odo got beat by Barney, and Barney goes in 18-yard box, and I think he was intending for that to be a cross. I don't think he was looking to peg the far corner, but it went well over Palmer's head, and we're going to do a water break as Gibson gets some treatment. I didn't see what happened. Looks like it's cramp. Physio's out there with him having a chat. He doesn't look like he's in major discomfort. Well, he's shaking his head. Snapped it. I think he just, if I read lips, I think he said snapped it. Oh yeah, he's running and he's grabbing his right hamstring there, and he's struggling because he was struggling to get back. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's got to come out here, which is interesting because he's been quarterbacking that left-hand side with Odo. About? I don't say about, I say about. And I think about is different than about. Yeah, I think you're right, John. I think he popped it. And I think if I can read lips at all while I was watching it, it looked like Gibson was talking to the physio and then turned over to the goalkeeper and said, I snapped it. The studs, the boots, the cleats. And so he's wobbling off. He looks like he's in some discomfort. And so we're looking who the sub is going to come in here. 23. That's Folds. The Wrexham fans give him the jeers. You're taking too long. It hasn't been announced because we've been dealing with the substitution. The numbers on the board are for Folds replacing Gibson. Well, my notes for this one are really, really scant. There is just not a lot that happened in this half. And so here we go. Harrogate restarting play. We'll keep an eye out for how much added time, but I can only see it being, 2 minutes is what it was. That sounds right. Yeah, it just popped up now. And we're going to get possession here, kicked out, and we're going to have an 18-yard box. It's knocked down. Mendy with it. Draws it all the way back. It's Boyle now. Is the switch on? I would have rather we tried to push that forward, I think, but instead it came back, and now Boyle with it again after Lee has it, and Lee looks for a long ball, and it misses, but it's going to roll over to McLean on the right-hand side. So an inadvertent switch, and Cleworth has it over to Barney. Odo up on him. I will be honest, I haven't seen this in a long time, but Barney being outclassed by Odo. He's even nervous. He got that one with Odo coming on him, and he immediately turned and just got it off his boot in the other way. He didn't look confident. That's just my assessment. Criticize me if you wish. Mullin tried to get the header, but it ends up on a Harrogate boot. But if Mullin gets it back, he's got nobody with him, but he's advancing it, and it goes off of a Harrogate defender and kicked out to the left-hand side, and we're going to get a throw in. Extra time almost over, but we get it to Palmer, 18-yard area. Can he get something? And he does win a corner. What? I thought that was certainly a corner. The way that it flicked up off of his feet, I thought that was off of the Harrogate defender. I'm going to have to watch this one again. Mark says it's clear that was a goal kick. I didn't really see that in the angle. I couldn't really tell either way. It's hard to tell what body part it hit there coming up and moving off, but not us, their player. Gibson got substituted out. And so we're past 2 minutes here. Anticipate that there's going to be maybe another 10, 15, given the time is banged off the butt of McLean. And the butt pass will be what ends the half in a nothing half. If you're the away team, you take that. You have quieted the crowd. The stadium is all you hear, and you can hear the hum of people talking, but you can't hear anyone cheering. Yeah, and John's saying the exact same thing. You kind of have to give it to them. They figured it out. This is one of those games where if you're 0-0, you want to do incremental substitutional changes. 60th minute, 65th minute, start to turn things over. Give these guys an opportunity to go run out and see if somebody can open it up. And if they can't, you got to change it up, whether that's Marriott coming in for Mullin, whether that's bringing Young in for Cannon. Something's got to happen. If it's just going to stay this way, because we're looking for 3, we're not looking for 1. I'll update the stats here in a second. Here, 4 shots to 3. That's exactly as it is. Possession 56-44 to us. Passes, we've got an extra 47 in. Pass accuracy 76 to 72%. Fouls near identical. We're 1 behind, and they've picked up that 1 yellow card to Odo. The only thing that's been a difference, those corners. But let's be honest, we haven't been threatening with corners for a long time. Wrexham fans with a loud hum at the end of the half, and that's it. That's exactly what that sound was. You could hear the buzz of the crowd, and that's it. The first Tuesday under the lights, and everybody's a little sleepy, it seems, in this one. Yeah, I don't know if again, John, it's an interesting one. I wouldn't do it in most circumstances. Would I do it in a 0-0 game where you're pushing for the 3 points and you also want to protect McLean? Potentially, yeah. And because the nice thing about Jordy is he stirs the drink. The problem is Jordy's really a replacement for Lee, right? Defensively, I don't know if he still running. Thank you. I will stop that and set that up for the second half. I don't even know what how to summarize that. Like, I literally have 2 things written down in my notes. 13-minute mark, Okonkwo should have got that collection that bounced up in the air from Boyle, and that seems to be a growing issue that he needs to work on as a keeper, I would suggest. And then the 19th minute mark, he went out and got a good ball that was kicked long down the field and was able to go and get it. Yeah, Mark saying the results at halftime going our way, so you'd like to be able to see that turn to our favor, and I absolutely agree with that assessment. And I think that sums it up, Tattoo. I don't even know. I mean, it's East Yorkshire, east of the Dales, right? So that's got to be what, a 2.5 hour drive? It is on my Harrogate video when I went and did the Do We Hate Ya, Who Are Ya series. Lee's at the game and joining us from there, and he says, I'm at the game in the temp stand, and he thinks a goal is going to come in the second half. So that means that it would happen right in front of him. Man, I'm envious when I end up saying things like that. Please, it's still a fingers crossed event. Squeaky bum time, and things get a little bit tighter as we go through. The after 90 minutes is going to be really hard to talk about. I'm going to need everybody that's here to come in and give me 30 seconds of their time, or it's going to be over in 5 minutes as we basically say, well, this happened, that happened, and now we're done. Let's look forward to the next game. Interesting. Other things that have happened, if you've missed it, the reserves. Let's talk about that for a second. Not the reserves, the academy. The academy played Preston North End, pulled out a win. They've been really having a pretty bloody good season. I would love to be able to, even with the AI, like the AI camera or the automatic camera that just runs back and forth. Why can't somebody just grab an internet connection and stream that? Charge us $1, make it free like the women. I don't even care. I want more Wrexham. I'm not going to do a watch party for it, but I want to sit there and be able to watch it anyways. That Central Youth Alliance League that we've been in, we're near the top of the table. I'd have to go and look it up, but you can find that if you Google. And we've been on a bit of a run. Things are going well with the academy. Oh, you're saying that was the reserves? Well, that's even more impressive then, because we don't have very many reserves. And really, our reserves are our academy, other than the keepers. But that's the one thing that I think that the team doesn't do a good job of is talking about the development. Both, I mean, we're setting up the academy and we're still waiting to find out where they're going to find that 22 acres of space. It seems to take its fair share of bureaucratic mess to figure everything out there. And when I say there, I mean Wrexham. It's sort of a frustration because we're a Category 4 academy. That means we're only allowed to have not allowed to have the true youth development. It's the older kids. It's not the younger ones, and you're going to need it as you climb the ladder. and there's a need for it in the North Welsh area. Port Vale benefiting because they've probably got the best academy in the region, able to continually just turn over players that they end up selling for money. Or keeping on their roster, either way. But the halftime scores have turned out for us to be better than bad. So everybody's sort of either meh or worse, right? MK Don's being asked the question while they're in Grimsby. Tranmere doing their thing. As much as I hate the Tranmere Rover fans, I will love you for a day. Just one. See, and Swirly, that's the stuff, like, tell us when the games are coming. Try and have a stream for it. Give us more information on the kids that are there. For North American sports, hockey, I follow my team, Vancouver, and I also follow their farm club, Abbotsford. I'll even check in every once in a while with their Michigan-based Kalamazoo ECHL 2 levels down. It's nice to be able to see who's there and who's doing their thing. And so, yeah, got to get that academy going at the end of the day. It's for the development of the club, and not only the development, the marketing of it. For those of us that want all Wrexham all the time, I almost feel sorry for John. He listens to every podcast out there at a rate that I wish I could do it. It's amazing. But if I don't think John would have anything but Wrexham if there were games on Saturday or Wednesday, reserve followed up by the men and then the women on the Sunday. It'd just be Wrexham all the time. It already is Wrexham all the time. So the poll, everybody seems to be saying play him. I'll leave that there. If anybody can think of the next poll, I don't even know what to ask. But I'll end that poll in just a moment here. I'll give everybody's last couple seconds to vote on it. And there we go. So the poll over, scrolling down if I can. Man, my chat. 47% say play him, 35% say sub him, 17% saying give him the night off of 157 votes. Thank you guys for doing that. Who scores the first goal? I'm assuming we're doing a Wrexham goal, or do you want me just to do it Wrexham versus Harrogate and end up getting pummeled if that ends up going the wrong way? Oh, your BritBox too. John is living an English world. Who scores the first goal? McLean's out there. That'd be a bold one. Third during the league, I believe that would be. Do I think that Chris is right about his division for 2-0? With the way that the first half is going, I felt that 3-1 was a possibility in the last one. I don't think it's a 2-0. I think this is going to be a 1-0 hold on. It'll be interesting to see if we're able to crack the nut and score one. They're parking the bus. I'd be interested to see. I do not think Harrogate has the capacity to really push forward in a counterattack and maintain the ball. They're a thump it down and hope that they're able to maintain possession and get a lucky bounce. So let's put some names. I'm only allowed 4 names, so I already see Mendy, I see McLean, I'll put Palmer, and I'll put Mullin. And how's that one sound? Oh, Lee, that's a good one too. I think I'm only allowed 4 options. Who scores the first goal? Mendy was suggested. McLean was suggested. Lee was suggested. And I'll put Mullin in there. And those cover the bases for what we've seen today as to who's playing exceptionally well. Watch Palmer or somebody different getting it. Marriott would be a bold call. Michael, I like that one. Let's go with that one. Let's go with a Marriott late game 82nd minute winner. Man, my heart would stop. Would stop. I don't know. It'd be doing funky things anyway. You see, we got a Mullin and a Leaf. Fletcher, when he comes on, that's a good call too. I wish I could do more than 4 polls on that thing, but those are the only options that I have. I would look. Maybe that's the next question to ask, is what the changes are. My option for the changes are 2. I don't think Barney's been on today. His crosses, he's had 2 real ugly ones, like not even close. And so I would look to bring Bolton on, especially with the pace of Odo. Put those 2 lightning bugs, jitterbugs next to each other. A Boyle screamer from half. Kim, you nutter. Bolton in. Yeah, so that's one option. The other option is, when do you bring in Marriott? I still have faith in him. I'd like to see him get a shot. If we go up 1-0, I think you bring him in, especially because I've heard Mullin got that injection for pain relief that he needed. I don't think there was an issue with the recovery time, but when you're getting injected for pain stuff, and I know you're running down the last 10 games of the year, but let's try and find a way to get Marriott in there and do his things. No subs imminent, all 7 out there just kicking the ball around with no urgency. I get it, Andrew. I'm hoping that we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that's probably about the right time, Evie. 75th minute, give Marriott enough time to actually acclimate to the game. Don't bring him in the 87th minute. Des, I'm with you. I think if we score early, I think it changes the dynamic of the game, right? Because now Harrogate's got to come forward, and it's not something that we've really seen other than just throttling the ball down. As far as their threats and chances, the only time I really got nervous was that 19th minute header by Boyle that went straight up in the air and had a player that was there to go and get it, and Okonkwo came out and took it from him. Just because we've seen Okonkwo not collect those types of balls, including in this game. That's really where it's at. Yeah, that's a great question for Andrew, and I'll make it audio in case he missed it, Brendan. Brendan, Andrew's asking, how's the crowd tonight? It doesn't seem loud enough, and it does. I don't know if it's the games. I don't know if it's just how boring the game is, but it seems a little bit quiet. I'm also going to do 2 things. I'm going to take a walk and go and deal with my schnoz, and then I'm going to come back and refresh the game so that I'm hopefully on target and a little bit bumped ahead. Is the poll is still up there. Lee leading the way to be the goal scorer. I will be right back. I had that question and I wanted to flag it. Denise pulled that one. The game on Sunday we lost. That was a regular league game. The second half of the season, the top 4 teams made the championship half, and then the plate half is the bottom 4 teams. So that was a league game. It was identified May 5th. The Welsh Cup finals are on. They're at a neutral stand. They're going to Rodney Parade in Newport, which I don't know if you can call that neutral. There were a lot of people who complained about 2 things. First, the kickoff time. I think it's a 3:25 start. And the second complaint was that it's too close to Cardiff and unfair. The players are starting to make their way out here, so we're going to get that one going. I didn't hit the refresh button. I'm afraid to do it, because I've gone backwards when I've refreshed more than I've gone forward. So when I start the game, you guys let me know where you're at. If it's bad, I'll take the moment to hit the refresh button. And I didn't see, Andrew, if we got the answer. Here we go. Andrew, I'll just repeat. Is it quieter, Andrew? Second question for Andrew. Does the 4th wall add to the atmosphere? Did he answer the first one? Whether it seems quieter than normal there? We'll see. Mullin is on the ball. We're getting close to being underway. I got to bring up the start of this. For those who forgot, Wrexham's going to go from the right to the left towards the 4th wall. Hands are up. Harrogate's going to go left to right towards... Or no, wait, do I have that backwards? I'll wait until we get over there. Clueworth, long Palmer, edge of the area, it bounces, it's up in the air. Mullin tries to flick it on and he just misses. Sorry, we're going towards the tech end. From right to left towards the tech end. They're going left to right towards the fourth wall. Had a bounce and it skipped up in the air and it was tried to be nudged forward by Mullin and he ended up getting it on the outside of his boot, I think, and it just went over to the right-hand side. Palmer gets it up. It misses everybody, hits the ground. I think he had defenders around him, tried to get the right foot on it. The ball just ended up on the outside of the boot, and so it ended up passing over. 45-47. That's where I'm at. Let me know where you're watching or how far behind I am, and I'll modify things if I can. Okonkwo with it then. Right-hand side, moved up forward. Barney heads it up. It's just a header battle bouncing off about 3 or 4 heads. It looks like Harrogate's going to collect it. Does it go out? No, they keep it in, but Max puts it forward. Harrogate ball back off of our head, off of their boot, kick forward to them. Odo collects it. Thompson draws it back and it's pushed forward, but dangerous territory. So Belshaw has to come all the way out and take that away from Mullin. Hoofs it down. Boyle puts it over to the right-hand side and Odo's there. That's a flop. That's a flop. Odo got clocked by Palmer. Not even clocked. Palmer's there. Little bit of physical contact. More Odo running into him, and I should refresh. I'm 42 seconds behind. So let me go ahead and do that. Give me a moment, and I will be back. And hopefully nobody scores in the interim as they move in on the left-hand side just as I leave. Watch live now. Here comes the refresh. Let's see how we do. I've clicked the live button, 47-34. So I'm ahead as they're cross in, but cleared out. Mendy, is he going to be able to get it clear out? He does. Well done by Mendy to take the time and get that over to Palmer, who has it at midfield and settles it down beautifully to Lee, but mistouched off his right boot. Gave it away and then gave away the free kick, and they played quickly. They're coming forward. Cannon has to step in front of his man. That's Abu looking to move it forward. They're still coming forward, middle of the pitch, 18-yard box, doesn't try to shoot. Out to Odo on the left-hand side, taking on Barnett. Odo flips it away, far post, too far. And it goes, March isn't able to collect it, and it's going to go out. And we're going to take, is that a throw-in? No, goal kick. So Okonkwo's going to settle it down, which will let me, I'm at 48-24. So that was a good call, fast forwarding this time. Even though it's now frozen. Did I break it? Oh, from the left-hand side, Palmer makes his way in between 2 people, Abu and Burrell in a panic, ends up having to get it out and go left-hand. And hey, if that works, I'm hoping, Chris, that's a wonderful way to end up getting some $5 or 5 corner cross. It's bounced away easily by the defender, and so we've collected it on the right-hand side, and Barnett looks to cross it back in, headed away. Mendy now with it. He settles it down, gets it to Lee. Lee with it, looking to cross, flips it into the area. He's pulled down. Not enough. Tried the scissor kick. Boyle. Who would have called the Boyle scissor kick? Being able to pull that one off. I'm at 49-37. Boyle looks like he's injured. I can't fast forward this. Every time I go to add time, I crash my scoreboard, so we'll have to work with this. I'm at 49-51. He seems to be away. He did an attempt at a bicycle kick, and he rotated onto his shoulder, and I think by the way he's running and rotating his right hand, it looks like he might be sore on the right-hand side. Could be looking for a Tozer sub. And it was kicked out by them, so we've played it back to them, and now Belshaw has it, and he almost gave it away to Palmer. And here they come. The sub, Folds, who came in for Gibson, gets it on a long ball, but he clears it out, and it's going to be a throw-in to us as one of our subs played ball boy. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. If we end up scoring, I'm going to say that's the reason why. And the whole idea too, not to make a whole, I'm not going to make a lot of money off this anyway, but is I'm planning to give it away, donate it, sponsor things, do whatever back to the club. We'll figure that out as it comes forward. Lee with it, left hand side. Mendy with it, right hand side, middle of the pitch, played forward to Palmer. Palmer gets kicked and he got kicked and stumbled, but still loose, knocked forward, and if you're not going to call the foul on Palmer, who got clipped in the ankles unintentionally or otherwise, you can't call the foul the other way when when the exact same thing happens. Same challenge. Mark just says not giving them to attacking players, but giving them to the defensive players. Makes it hard to score, but maybe that's okay to make sure we're preserved. But Chris, I appreciate that. WG with the updates. Barrow draws even with Walsall 1-1. Newport up 3-1 on Morecambe. Great ball up to Barney. Odo's on him. He's got another man forward, so he draws it back, plays it now back to Barney, middle of the pitch, turning, spinning. He's got Odo there. He's got three guys, so he turns around and pulls it to McLean. McLean with it. Cannon now. Middle of the pitch, finds Mendy in the center of the pitch. Mendy turns off of the butt of Burrell, and it rolls over, and it's out, and it's going to be a corner from the right-hand side. These set pieces are crucial as Tranmere looking to help us out. Grimsby helping us out. What we need is a little bit of magic and a little bit of love here, and let it start with a right-footed outswinger from Lee. Oh, it's low. It's headed, and Boyle couldn't get down and get it. He's just barely touched it. It was a low. That was Boyle that was there. Was low to the near post and had to get to ground to try and head it. Can't get there. It's advanced forward. Looking for a shove on Boyle. There's a shout for it. Nothing given as the crowd starting to get restless and on the referee. Hot and cold, though, Swirly. Hot and cold. They fall off. Let's go indeed. I'm trying to find this one. Yeah. They're saying that was a handball. I can't really see it. 2-1. Tranmere's up. Things are good everywhere else, but in the KRAS, where we're looking for one. We're looking for one. Somebody's got to go sit in the bog or eat some poutine or do something. Sacrifice. Shots are 8-3. So it's been a long time since they've had a shot, and my scoreboard is just slow today. Come on. The ball's just, it's in their half, but it's just bouncing around. They haven't been able to advance it forward. It's park the bus and move it forward. Wow, Mullin with a dance, and he's able to maintain possession, get it over to lead towards the center of the pitch. 25 yards out, Mullin to the corner, but it's stripped from him. Abu pulls it, and then he runs it out, and we're going to get a throw in. Lee going to take it quickly? No, Lee's going to hold off. Mullin was searching, and now Mendy's come back, and it's going to go Mendy to Lee. Lee turning. Doesn't drive forward, drives to the center, and that's a push in the back. And Lee takes it quick. McLean plays it forward. Mendy down, looking for a cross. Cross, it's flat, it's down, and it's cleared away. It's dogged down again. Is that? Nobody raised and appealed. I thought that might have hit a hand, just the way the physics of it came off of the body, but nothing given. Mendy driving towards the center of the pitch from the left-hand side. He's got people in front of him, tries to find Palmer and can't, and Cannon collects it. Lee, the pressure is on. The pressure is mounting. There it is, crossed down, and it's on the floor, and we come forward again. Cleworth saves it. Gets it up to McLean. Back to Cleworth. We're just going to go from the right-hand side now. McLean now looking up in the air. Long ball, searching for Boyle, Boyle snuck all the way up there. Looking for that goal. Boyle's up in the box and open play. And Carl, you can go and live in the bathroom. Take that bog and be there. Somebody who ever went to the bathroom has changed the dynamic as the pressure is on. Possession 57%. Expected goals, they're still at 0.09 and have been there for the entire half. 237 passes. And you look at the FOTMob reader, we are way up way up as Belshaw brings it back into play with the long kick. Max, nice little header, getting it forward. It ends up with Palmer, who gets pushed in the back but saves it. And now he's got Mullin over on the right-hand side, looking for support so we can bring it forward, and he draws it back, and a little bit dangerous, but well taken by O'Connell, who dodges the attacking player, gets it to Boyle on the left-hand side, and here comes the pressure. We're mounting. No subs now. No subs now, Parky. You can go with the plan because we're pushing this forward. Keep bringing it, Wrexham. That's exactly what Brendan said. Grizz is feeling it too. Dancing. Cannon tricks himself out, and we're going to get a foul there. Cannon got over exuberant trying to regain the ball after a bad first touch. He had a dance to the right, a dance to the left, lost the ball, and ended up running over top of the man. The crowd is going now. John says it's coming. Into play, long ball. That's what Harrogate does, is it's just long ball, and they're looking for a bounce. Here goes the search as Max heads it over to the Barney over on the right-hand side, and he left it, so it must have been touched as Fletcher is up now running the sidelines. Looks like a sub could be imminent. Mansfield is losing. Yep, 2-1. We've got the out-of-town scoreboard going up above here. And Belshaw ends up getting it on a long missed play that kind of bounces around, and he just hoofs it down the pitch. EOC steps up at midfield. He pushes it forward. Miss, hit by Cleworth. And it just lands on Odo's foot. Like, Odo just seems to be a vacuum. I think we're still a point. Or no, we tie first. Yeah, we do. We would. If we can end up taking it and the scoreboards stay the same. Sorry, Ruth, not there. We're still 0-0, but the pressure is on and has been mounting. Harrogate's got a little bit of a blip here, but Lee plays it forward to Palmer. He's on the streak down the left-hand side. Numbers are running 4 there. Turns it in. Palmer with it right outside the area. Cross and just misses to the left-hand side. Palmer single-handed. He's going to the left. He has 4 numbers, 3 others over to the right. We're all 4 on 3. And he led the guy thinking he was going to go left and then just slammed the brakes on and flips it to the right. And Burrell he beat him like a rented mule. Burrell didn't know what the heck was going on, and he was so far behind. But Palmer gets it just outside the 18-yard box and puts his right foot through it and just misses to the left-hand side. And Belshaw wouldn't have got there. Yikes. Go and search, Swirly. See if you can find it. As they move forward, Abu all the way forward, and Boyle just comes forward, takes it, and he's going to push the attack up to McLean on the right-hand side. It's drawn back over to Cannon, and then Cannon loses it. Cannon regains it. Nice done. Nicely done. Whew. I hope you're right, Chris. Let's hope that works. Odo able to catch it, and then he draws the foul with a flop on McLean. And whenever you see McLean involved, you're like, oh, yeah, but that was nothing really in it. Odo turning into the Jody Jones here with the soft little, I guess he's tiny, but that's a flop. And the meter goes up right on cue. Chris, you're awesome. I still really hope that because you're throwing these $5 out there that we end up scoring one. Rock Chick cheering us on as they've thrown it in, and Harrogate maintains possession and finds some open space on the left-hand side. Ran up entirely past the midfield stripe and to Odo, who settles it down, and Harrogate looks to gain some possession here. Slowing it down. There's the long ball that we've are anticipating, and Max plays it forward. Cleworth with it again. McLean, no, he goes long with it, and he's looking for Palmer, but it's not going to get there, and it's played back to Belshaw. Vinyl goes to Kalamazoo Wings games all the time. That'd be a fun one. As a Canucks fan, I would enjoy doing that. It's been a long time relationship there. Denise has the Welsh flag going. Everybody rub whatever totems you rub. Pray to whoever you pray. As we look 30 minutes left here, and we're moving forward on the right-hand side. Mullin with it. Lots of bodies around him. Mullin hits the deck, goes down easy. I don't think that was appropriate. And Palmer gets grabbed, and you've got to call that one. It's in dangerous territory as Palmer beat him, and it's a yellow card. Palmer had him beat, reached around, grabbed him by the jersey. You can see the jersey stretching. And Palmer goes down. And so we're going to get a free kick about 22 yards out. This is calling for potentially a Mullin boot over the wall. It's in a dangerous territory. Lighting candles. Things are going all over the place. Lee's going to take it. I thought it was going to be close enough to put Mullin up to the line, but Lee's going to sit here right-footed. Okay. Mark says it's too far for a shot. Maybe they marked it further back than I thought. It is further back. It's probably 30 yards out. Two-man wall. It's flipped up close. It's dangerous. Oh, Palmer got up there. EOC got up there. Got cleared out, and it's going to be a corner. I thought EOC headed that, but I guess it wasn't. It was headed out of play by a defender. So we're going to get a corner from the left-hand side. He goes up. Oh, that was straight off of our head. This is a free corner for us. It should have been a goal kick, but we will take it as Lee lines it up. Right-sided in swinger. It's in the air. Far post. Church. It's headed down. It's there. Oh, it's just... Mullin unlucky to be able to collect that, as I think that was Boyle on the far post. Maybe McLean, who put it back into the center of play because no angle to get that into the back of the net and just couldn't get a boot to it. And McLean has it, and the flag goes up, and it's a turnover the other way. Yeah, I think it was borderline, but a two-man wall, Mullin with the boot, just hammer the thing. Oh, it was Mullin who was up to try to get it back into play to Palmer. And it was swept away by March, the forward, all the way there, guarding the far post or the near post, I guess. Long ball knocked down. Lee's chasing it, but it's cleared away by Thompson. Is it going to go out of play? It is. Barney's got it. Yeah, it was a good header. It was the right idea. The goalie was there, so there was nothing he could do. And you see EOC looking like Jesus, holding up two defenders so that Mullin could get up in the air and play that forward. Well done by him to block things out. It's those little things that you like to see. The scoreboard out of town looking great. We need the scoreboard at the KRAS to look better as Barney dances Odo and gets around him. Well done, Barney. 18-yard box, scooped in the air, headed up in the air. Lee with it. He lost it on the first touch, and he's pushed in the back, but nothing there to call. It was a bad first touch that under pressure, and he lost possession, and EOC has it. We're moving forward, 63rd minute. The meter's screaming for some love. Look at the momentum meter, if I can show it. Oh, I don't even have that up. The momentum meter is all red all the time. We're just not able to turn it over, to turn something into magic. Lee with it. Finds Mendy's in open space, but the first touch kind of draws him over to the left, so he crosses far post, and it's a bad one. And it's going to go all the way to Barney. Can he keep it in? He cannot. That was a garbage delivery. Mendy unlucky as he had all space and all time, and he rushed it, and here comes a sub at the 63rd minute. Fletcher for Palmer. 63rd minute. Fletcher for Palmer. Needed to have a change up front. I'd also take Bolton, who's still sitting there. I see Marriott sitting. I see Bolton. I didn't see Davis sitting. That was quite ugly. It was an ugly cross. Both wingers have had some questionable crosses today. Cannon tries to preserve that one, but can't, and it goes back out of play. And Tranmere is going to throw it in 10 yards closer than they were. Yeah, well, I'll take that. Good sub by Parkey. I like that sub. I'm on board. Okonkwo with it. He's got it. Left foot, has a press on, so he gets it up to Boyle. We're going to build it up through the ground. 65th minute coming. Boyle all the way forward past the midfield stripe. The pass let him down. He had Lee and he had Fletcher, and he kind of put it between both of them, and nobody could get it, but Fletcher steals it. Interception to Lee. Lee tries to get it back to Fletcher, and that touched too far. Yeah. Frustration as we're getting close. We're sniffing around, and those passes just aren't on. Wimbledon up 2-0 on Gillingham. Yeah, he's listed. I just didn't see him, so I don't know if he's warming up. Maybe he's just sitting was out of camera there, but I was looking to try and see if there were other subs running the lines and didn't see any or didn't see him. So it's either I just missed him or he's running the lines and getting warmed up. Fletcher on a throw in tries to knock it to Mullin, but can't get it to him. Center backs collect, and Harrogate's got possession, looking to advance things. Instead, they draw it back. Belshaw, the goalkeeper, long ball. Cleworth heads it down and called it on the offside. EOC with it, going to draw it over to Okonkwo, who came out of the penalty area to leave it. Interesting little interplay there as O'Connell moves it forward. Cannon grabs it, gives it back to EOC. Look to go for a long ball, but doesn't give it to him. Instead, it's Max on the right-hand side. Max now running, gets it forward. Barney slipped, fall, and Odo takes it. Almost went for a corner off that Odo kickback, and then said they kick it down. Is that going to go out of the pitch? It doesn't. It bounces and stays along the line. And well done to held up the man. That was Max, wasn't it, who held that up? Gained possession and got it to Barney, and we're going to get a free play here, and it's going to go for a corner, all because of Mr. Max Cleworth with a brilliant little play in the center of the pitch to be able to turn that ball around and steal possession. Let's go here. We've had 7 corners, and other than that Mullin header, I don't think we've been that threatening. Get the bodies up here and let's find something. Right-footed out swinger. It's over. Headed away. Chris, you're crazy, man. Absolutely bonkers. 72nd minute. Let's go. Whoa. They were looking for that long ball, and McLean was the last man back with a forward chasing him down, and he was able to steal it away from him. And that would have been a free run in, like the Cunningham goal in the Blackburn Rovers game for Harrogate if they got that. Morecambe drawing closer. It's not a down, and just couldn't get Fletcher. Long ball played to Fletcher. He knocked it down for Mullin, and it was a foot and a half too far forward, and Mullin couldn't get there. We are sniffing about. It's there. We need to find it. The hunt is on. The kids are unhappy in the background, waiting for this goal. You can hear them. EOC knocks it down in the back and is played over to Boyle down on the left-hand side. 100%. 100%. McLean with it. And I agree with John's assessment that one is going to be enough here, I think. Max with it. We're just unable to crack this. Surprisingly, they're far forward. Now they're backing up. But they were a little bit of a press there, so we had to draw it back to the center backs, and Boyle has it, just gets to the midfield stripe and passes it forward to Fletcher, who grabs it, 18-yard box, into the corner, left-hand side. He's got Mendy coming up for support. He puts it off of him. It's going to go for a throw. 12 yards from the goal line. Mendy's looking, trying to get this ball in. Right in front of the Macaron stand. Down to Lee, Mendy. He's looking. He dances, beats him. He gets held up, and it's going to go for a corner. Mendy's down. Charlie Horse from the jump in. I don't know. I think he hurt himself from going down the little hill there. That's an interesting gradient away from the pitch. Lee crosses near post, headed away. And they're saying Mullin got pulled down. There's a big shout. Mendy over to Lee. 18-yard box, looking for the cross. It's all the way over. Body's in there. Headed, and great save by Belshaw. Bottom right corner, headed down. Belshaw with the reaction save, hard to the left and right at the edge of the post. He couldn't have placed it any better. It was just there. McLean was the one who got pulled down, looking for the penalty. Pushing the back, but nothing given. Halfway through the second half, they haven't had a shot in the longest time. That was, maybe would have liked a little bit more pace on that, but that was a brilliant one as Mendy was scooped it up, got it to Lee cross, and headed. Oof. Brendan says McLean was a foul. I'm not that. I'm not convinced you can give a pen there. Outside of the box, ball going the other way, non-scoring position. Here comes Harrogate now. They've got numbers Marsh with it, and well done by guess who? James McLean. Just takes the ball off of him, kicks it back to Okonkwo, easy as, and we turn it the other way. Fletcher tried to get it to Mullin, and it's going to be thumped in the air. And Fletcher able to maintain it, gets it to Lee. We got 3 forward. Lee tries to push it forward, and both players were going the opposite way, and so it ended up being left, and it goes back to Belshaw, who now thumps it forward. 20 minutes left and added time in this one. McLean's been an absolute stud. And it's going to be a throw-in for us. Double change for Harrogate coming. Hi. Morecambe all the way back. We need that Italian official. Interesting that Civi, March I thought had done all right. But maybe it's just because lone man up, they need to have somebody else with some pace and energy up front. So March is in for Civi. Cornelius, during his sub, trots off, shakes hands with the official. And so that's going to be Cornelius, a midfielder, in for Sutton. When do we look for Marriott? Do we look for Marriott? McLean, a little bit of a turnover, and he gets nicked, and that's going to be a card. Suspension. James McLean, it was the right call. It was a yellow card. He gave the ball away and was running back, and he grabbed the defender, and so he's cursing. 2 games. Tranmere. Yeah, it's a yellow card. He grabbed him with the left arm and pulled him down. All right. Makes the 3 points even more important now as we've got players up and running. We can't complain because the poll said at the start that we were ready. The majority were ready to start it. It's a bad decision, but what do? Do you midfield, but they're on the run. They've got numbers forward. John with the prediction. Let's turn over it. We can worry about the suspension another day. We need 3 points right now. Long ball. Fletcher tries to get it to Mullin, misses him, goes to the Harrogate, and they've collected it. Shout for a handball. It's given. I didn't think it was a handball, but the crowd called that one loud as. That was the loudest shout that I've heard all game from everybody screaming for the handball. And the fans earn us a possession here. Well, what we need is some Sutton love here, don't we? But a home game against the worst team and you're still tied up. One at a time. I'm with you, Dave. I just thought I'm okay playing them and risking the suspension, as I said, because we've got 2 games against the yellow, and we might be getting O'Connor back soon. So yes, let's watch the spoilers, everybody, as we get closer to the end of the game. I'm at 74.07, and it's blocked. It's moved forward. Ooh, tough save. What almost went out and then cleared out. You would have thought that was a free kick under penalty for us, but instead, Okonkwo comes all the way forward, hammers it down the pitch. Now it's a battle through the midfield, and we've gained it. McLean, Barnett, right-hand side, moving forward, taking on Odo. Gets around him. Odo steals it, and then he gives him a foul. Barnett's furious, but to me, Odo's had Barnett's number. And so you got to change that up. Bolton would be the call for me. So they're battling. Barnett grabs him around the shoulder, and then Odo goes down easy, but he had possession. His pace beat Barney to the ball, had possession, took the opportunity to take the push in the back, got the push in the back, and then he went down. Thanks. Username? welcome. Appreciate you being here. Newport. What's going on there? Up to 4-3, and it looks like Odo's got a contact issue over on the touchline. Don't know what's going on. Sure. Do I think this is a scam? Are you for real? I mean, I will accept it. Very happily so. Hey, if you do it, I'll donate it. How's that? We'll give it back to the club straight off the hop. Sponsor a player, do a thing, whatever it is. We'll give it straight back to the club. Mullin trying to get it, couldn't do it, turned it away, and here comes Harrogate. 15 minutes in a game that's just been, we haven't had a shot in a long time. It's been sat at 9-3, and here they come, 18-yard area, trying to get to Max. Max, well done. Max Cleworth, you beautiful man. And there's Chris. I love you, man. I'm afraid to offer your wallet here in the 11th hour. But that was Max fending a guy off and just giving the constant push. Bolton is up, and here comes the sub. I think that was predictable. Barnett hasn't. Oh, we've got two. Marriott's up as well. So Bolton and Marriott looking to come in. 76-minute. Chris, an absolute legend, sponsoring his way through a goal, buying the goal. Oh, and we got Davis coming in as well. It's a triple sub. Davis in for Mendy. Interesting. Does that mean McLean moves to the left and Davis to the midfield? We'll have to watch that. Oh, Boyle's coming off, so we're bringing in an extra attacker. We'll see what's going to end up happening here. So it's Marriott for Boyle, as we're going to go for it. And Bolton for Barnett down the right. So that's a straight swap. So we'll see how we line up here. Well, awesome. Ryan is your uncle. We'll give the money right back. You throw it over this way, and we'll put it back in the club so that then it'll be used by the club. So it's like you're donating straight to them. It'll just have a red horn advertisement as everybody's off and we're back underway. And I'm trying to find out where we're at. McLean's playing on the left-hand side now. Goal kick given. I'm trying to figure out what we're doing, Scott. It's hard. We're watching Boyle walk around the entire pitch is what we're doing. So there's no way I know what's going on. Full power. That's exactly what we're doing. Davis is up for the goal, they say. Dave says, let's go for it. Lone, I appreciate it. Hit me with it. I love it. Put down Davis with it midfield, kind of cleared away, swept to nobody, but it's Bolton or Marriott able to maintain possession. And whoa, that's a free kick. That was two legs came crossing in and formed an X as Marriott was running through them, and he ended up doing a somersault over top. So he has it at the goal line. He kicks it through, and then he tries to go through, and that's 17. I didn't write down the numbers, so I can't see. Sutton, who ended up flipping him over. Pinball multi-ball. Yeah, he was clocked pretty good by that thigh. And here we go, Lee with it, 18-yard box. Pushed it too far forward, lost it, and the center back just plumps it forward. We are definitely going for it. We have two in the back, really. McLean coming back on the left-hand side, and Bolton responsible when it's coming down the right-hand side. And Bolton beats his man towards the center, passes it forward into the box, flicked on. It's right there. Kick it. Oh, he flicks it over and misses the ball entirely. Oh, Marriott was right there. Beautiful little touch pass. This is Bolton beating Odo and then gets it around, and Mullin just a one-touch flick, and Fletcher touches it. And I think that touch threw Marriott off. He was ready to take it in full on, but that touch threw him off. As he tries to get his feet around him, he ends up going in like a whirling dervish and tornadoing himself into the ground trying to get a leg on it. But he had an open. I don't know if I can call that a waters because it was right there. He was taking the swing and that touch threw him off. I don't think it's yips. I think it's just unlucky. Marriott, long ball to Chase. We're going to get a throw. 10 minutes left, but the pressure is on. We are running it. We are running it. I'm trying to follow where I mean, the problem is our forwards are coming back so far forward, so far back. I can't figure it out. Looking for Hywell to win that 13-fold bet. Let's go. Everybody needs a little bit of love here. Dave's feeling it. Dave's feeling it. Cleworth, big diagonal over to the left-hand side. Fletcher goes to try to collect it, and he does get it. Oh, the one guy that was back is able to head it away as we had two unmarked forwards, one on the other side. That's got to be a foul. That's a fist and a push and a kick, but it's not given. We maintain possession. Cannon's back now to fill in and help out in defense. So it seems as though Cannon, Bolton, and McLean are taking their turns coming back as we've only got two back, and here comes McLean on the left-hand side. McLean with it. Dances around one man, pushing it forward, holds it up, turns around. Pushed forward. Lee, right-hand side. Lost it, but gets it back. It's over. Bolton dancing, taking on the man. He loses an 18-yard box. It rolls up on the box. Lee tries to collect it, but it can't. It's stabbed away. Bolton just a little bit crazy, a little bit out of control, and he ended up giving it away, but Cannon's back to collect it. And whoa. And he gives away a corner. Cannon just, I don't know what happened there with that one. He went to do the back pass, and he slammed his foot into the ground. And when he slammed his foot into the ground, he gave up a corner. Unnecessary. Overcooked it. He just got a touch on it, goes to do the kick, and he just missed it. Taking their time, Harrogate is. Taking their time. 82nd minute, and they're just getting the ball down now, and here come the forwards. Hey, let's get a counter-attack goal. Let's run this thing forward. John, am I headed out by Cleworth? We'll have another corner. I don't even want to look at this. I just want to ignore that it's happening as it's been lined up. I'm the optimist here, John. When did that happen? Here comes their corner. It's flicked up in swinger, and Okonkwo collects it. Turn it quick. Turn it quick. Crowder telling him to go, and here he does. Right-hand side. Long boot. Odo's there. Crews up 1-0. Scoreboard crashed. Good times. That's unfortunate in the 11th hour. Yeah, it was a stumble bumble, wasn't it, for sure? As we've gained possession, midfield stripe, McLean with it. The crowd is into it, cheering him on. Long ball. It's got collected. Marriott, left-hand side, waiting for support to come. He's pushed in the back, but maintains possession. McLean's up to give support. Played forward. Davis, he turns into the area. Cross, and Davis. Somebody ate too many Wheaties today. Just thumped it way too far down the right-hand side. Ignacio's burning candles. Chris is throwing out cash, trying to get a goal here. Looking for magic. That's crashed the scoreboard. Yeah, I can't change it. So yeah, it looks like it's the website's crashed, so we won't get any out of town scoreboards live. But that's fine. Let's focus on what we got here. We got 6 minutes, and we will have some added time in this one. McLean, left-hand side. Oh, Davis almost gave it away. Davis is not looking good. Two men back, and he almost gave it away to the attacking forward. And instead, we maintain possession, get it down the right-hand side. Bolton on Odo, pumps it around him. He's there. It's crossed. It's into the box. It skips, and everybody misses it. Two people having a chance for it and just can't get to it. Everything's freezing. Everything's locking up, but we're still streaming. Chris, thank you so much for that. You're absolutely bonkers. But I'm hoping you get it. I'm hoping we get it. And here we come forward. Lee with it. Center of the pitch. He's going to draw it back just to the midfield stripe. And here's EOC. Everybody's back for Harrogate's. Everybody's up for us. Davis over to the left-hand side. Over to McLean. He's taking on his man. Abu crosses up. It's there. It's dangerous. Fletcher can't get it. It's going to go too far, and it's a goal kick. That's like 3 crosses that have been absolutely not dangerous, absolutely horrible. No threat, not even close. And we're going to do one more sub as Mr. Young is going to come in, and he's taking Cannon off. Yeah, my live chat has popped and frozen, so I can't bring everything up. We'll see if I can fix that. How much extra time do I have? 3 minutes? I'm going to have to figure this out. Thump down the pitch, taking their time. He drops the ball. I hope you're right, W&G. And I appreciate it, Chris, as we're back operational. He's still taking his time. Got to give him a yellow for that, but then he's already on a yellow. That wouldn't turn it into a red. But he's pushing it there with the yellow as EOC collects it. We're at 86 minutes, 18 seconds, and Okonkwo thumps it down the middle of the pitch. Fletcher is there. He flicks it on. Marriott not able to get it, but it's up in the middle of the air. Mullin, he's able to get it. Gets it up to forward. Pushed in the back. No, nothing given. A little bit easy going down. There was some contact, but you're not going to give that. And here comes Harrogate the other way. Muldoon dancing, looking, useless ball forward, and is going to get collected by McLean, who fakes that he's going to go right, draws it back to Okonkwo, and Okonkwo pushes it forward to EOC. Dangerous, bold, but we're going to come up through the floor this time as the entire length of the half is run by Cleworth on the right-hand side. He stops, turns, settles it. I think that's the wise decision. EOC up through Davis, gets it back. We got three people lined up in the front of the area looking for something to come in, moving forward. Bolton takes on Odo towards the center, driving towards the center, crosses it, 18-yard area, Marriott with it, off to Davis, looking, boot, blocked, headed away. It finds us. Bolton collects it. He draws it back. 2.5 minutes left. And Luke Young has it, gets it over to McLean, left side to Mullin, looking towards the center, trying to get to the 18-yard box, gets there. Marriott with it, chips it over to Bolton on the right-hand side, who's got Odo and some space on the other side of him, so he tries to take it, loses it, but Marriott drives it off of Fletcher's feet. Marriott moved it to the left, got around to the right. The crowd is silent, isn't it? I'm hoping, Tony, we're all hoping as it's in there, and Davis, he's going to earn himself a corner or a throw. I don't know where that ball went out, but he banged it off of a defender and it rolled out. 2 minutes left plus added time, and I think it's only going to be 2 or 3 minutes. Thrown in, Luke Young. Forward! Oh, great save! Luke Young hammered that one, but not able to get there, so let's take another corner. Luke Young running over to take that corner, which I like. His service is better. He was well out, 25 yards, and hammered that one down the right. A little bit further right, that would have been a goal. Come on, Lukey, serve that one. Nice little corner, headed, and just missed by Mullin. We are so close. This is going to be one of those painful ones. Oh, that wasn't Mullin. That was McLean who tried to get that header. That was a shot. Only criticism was just a little bit to the right. A little bit to the right would have been nice. Come on, Wrexham. See, it's magical, right? Oh, yeah. If that would have been to the right, there's no way that would have been saved. Belshaw gets it. Headed down. Headed up in the air. Still a battle in the midfield and through the heads. It's played down to Mullin, who heads it forward. If he would have got it forward, it would have been fine, but instead he got it over to the left-hand side. 100 pounds. Chris, I can't thank you enough, man. You are absolutely bonkers. And I don't know where you are. Switzerland, you said, right? Shoved by Cleworth, gives up a foul. So they're going to take their time. We'll find out how much added time we have. Where's the ball boy? Get the ball. Oh, no, it is there. It's just hiding behind the ref. So they move it another 2 feet forward. 4. That's more than I thought. 4 minutes I will take. I thought it was going to be 2 or 3. So I will take the 4 minutes. The crowd is not happy, but I am. Forest Green, 2-0 up on Bradford. Is that going to go out for a goal kick where everybody's running for it? It's sheltered, and we're just going to get a throw in from the corner flag. Lose the glasses, do something, get desperate, rub your totems as we come forward. Young over to the right-hand side. Clueworth with it. We're still on our side of the half. Got to move it forward. 4 should be 6. If you're looking for me to update the shots, I haven't done it, and I'm probably not going to until after this, as I'm glued to this one. Long cross over for Fletcher, pushed in the back. Doesn't win the header. Just incidental contact, and it's cleared away, and we're going to get a throw in on this side. Just got to look. McConnell advances it forward. Davis. Got to be the Took. Got to be the Took. Midfield. Clueworth over on the right-hand side. Nice first touch. Gets around to Bolton. Beats Odo cross into the box. And just misses on the left-hand side. Goal kick given. No, it's not a bubble hat. She's a Took. She's a Took. I'm wondering if that was supposed to be a crosser where he was taking a shot. It was supposed to be a cross, I think, and just nobody got onto it. Nice little play by Bolton to beat Odo. He's done well since he's come on, to be fair. Brian, don't do it. Stay with us. 2 minutes. He's picked it up. He sat it down. He's picked it up. He sat it down. Belshaw finally gets it back down. Oh, do I see things getting thrown? Still standing back there, and finally we get this underway. Headed up in the air. Sutton's got to be celebrating right now. He's got so much skill and talent. He's just got to find the boot. As a defender just slipped and fell, but Odo collects the vacuum cleaner, but he gave it away. It's up there, 18-yard box. Can we maintain possession? Mullin knocks it down. He's got possession right in front of the 18-yard box, plays it over to McLean. I'm looking for a cross. Here it is. Cross. Dangerous. It's up there. It's headed away, but Bolton scrambles to try and collect it on the right-hand side. Bolton draws it back over to Clueworth. Clueworth looking into the box. He's going to put it in. Long. Lots of bodies there. Davis! Not enough on the header. Not enough on the header, and it's easily collected, but it was a beautiful, beautiful cross. And Davis with all the time in the world, and here goes the wait. It's been 10 seconds. The ball's still in the air in the hands of the keeper. The Dons have lost. Mansfield has lost. Sutton is celebrating. Let's ruin the party and run to the top of the table, lads, with some desperation in the last minute. Luke Young, forward, midfield, left side, McLean, 30 yards, swept, crossed, in early, up in the air, headed. It's down, it's Lee, it's right there, Lee, it's blocked. It's still there. Bolton, headed forward, it's up, it's over, and it's collected by Belshaw. My Took is the only thing visible in the screen because I want to get closer to see it all. Lee has it, bounces it off of a defender with the shot. It gets headed up into the air, and Marriott not with enough height trying to get to the head. 3:48. You got to add a minute here for the time wasting, don't you? One more run, and it's at EOC's feet as we go forward at the 4-minute mark. EOC, long ball. Fletcher gets it up. Mullin! Over the top of the crossbar. Whistle blows. Mullin. Face down still. He had it. The game at his foot, wide open in the middle of the pitch, into the 18-yard area, basically right where the spot is for a penalty kick. Yes, to be fair, he had to have his back turned to try and collect that and volley it the other way. But it was right there, and instead it goes 10 feet over top. That one. That's the team that's going to be celebrating this. The team that I thought was in danger of falling off of the cliff because they've been in such bad form. And as they look at it, they've got 2 games to play. The first one up on Thursday. If you're going to want to watch it, DAZN in Canada, ESPN Plus in the US, Sky in the UK. I've got a tweet out there that can get there. 2 points drop, but it doesn't look like it's going to hurt us that bad, Dave. because everybody, oh, I got to stop my clock. And I will update the shots, and then we're going to bounce over to the after 90 minutes, and we'll see how. I don't think I'll give it a full run unless somebody's there to babysit it, and we'll see how it goes. Oh, man. Bring up the FOTMob stats and see what ended up happening as the final results. Not a single shot for them in the last 70 minutes of the game. And we get up to 15, but none of them find the back of the net. 4 of them on target, 412 passes. Everything is there statistically. The FOTMob momentum meter reads just like that. This is games where sometimes you nick one when you look like garbage, and sometimes you don't get 3 points when you look great. Frustrating. Let's be fair here to the 2 new members picked up during this one. Chris, 100 quid thrown into the pot trying to buy the win. I'm a massive appreciation with you. We'll have to figure out what we do with that. Donate it, do something. I'm really fortunate that I figured out the tax situation and got everything to make sure that it was all going to run. So I'm appreciative of you, to you guys, W&G, for the score, even with things crashing and that website's just not working. We'll have to figure that out. And to Brendan for agreeing to step in before I was able to move things around. Much appreciated, much love. I don't know how I'm going to replay all of that activity during the after 90 minutes. The Mullin one's going to stand out. The Marriott whiff's going to stand out. The Mullin, there's lots that were going on. Crew gains points on us because they draw. I thought, oh no, they won. So Crew is going to gain. So Crew gains points on us, but it gets tighter at the top, except for the Dons dropping. So 1 point on them. I'll update all that sort of stuff, and we'll look at the table in the after 90 minutes. Give me enough time. It'll be 5 minutes. If you're looking for the description, I'm going to go and grab that right now and get everything all set up and ready to go. Before we go, everybody thought Mullin was going to score. Well, not everybody, but the majority. Let's just make sure I can transition everybody over without breaking anything in this stream while I do it. What do I do? What do we do about that one? So the link for the stream, if you want to watch it, is here. So that's the one to watch it. In the description, at the after 90 minutes, you can join in. Please do come and chat with me or whoever is there. I don't think that Matt's going to be there from the Racecourse Ramble because he's at the game. I don't believe that Baz is. I haven't heard from Baz, to be fair. I do expect Josh from the local pundit. So 17 shots to 3. It was 15 when I looked at it, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were a couple last more. We're only 2 points away from Mansfield. This is how it's going to be: heartache and frustration and celebration and concern. And we go again on Saturday. We'll be here. I'm jumping off. Thanks to everybody again, Chris, for everything that you do, to the members that have signed up and continue to do so. Everybody who's joined, the new subscribers. I think we picked up 30 today, or just over. That's impressive. Much love. We go again. We figure this out. And maybe Thursday, I probably won't run this. I can't. I don't have enough time. I gotta do some work. But that game will be on Thursday for people who want to watch it again around the world, wherever you watch it. DAZN, ESPN, whoever the Carabao Cup providers were for you. Thank you for being here. We're going over to the after 90 minutes. I will be there in about 5 minutes. Just got to set up the graphics and things. And so come and join me over there. Cheers, guys.